Jets through the fog playing under the lights. The stars of tomorrow shine tonight. No one else can beat them. Come on out and see them. Chatham Baseball, summertime on Cape Cod.
The playoff push intensifies. Chatham with 21 points hosts Harwich with 27. The A's 6 points away from a playoff spot with just over 2 weeks left in the regular season. Thank you for joining us here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. With Ian Unsworth, I'm Joe Puccio. Ian, Chatham took down YD, the division leaders, for its first road win of the season, 6-2 yesterday. But now it puts them in somewhat of a chance to get into that final playoff spot.
Hope springs eternal after a win, especially a win against a team like YD that's had the A's number all season, whether it's a late comeback or a dominant win for the Red Sox at Veterans Field. Chatham hasn't had YD's number until yesterday, and so now with games against Brewster and Orleans on the horizon going into this week after an off day, Chatham, if momentum builds, can start to get things going.
Chatham has Harwich's number to start off this season. In 3 games, Chatham is 1-0-2 against the Mariners. So an opportunity today to get 2 points and just creep a little bit closer to that final playoff spot. The top 4 teams in each division make it to the playoffs. Chatham is in last place in the East Division, Harwich in 4th. I speak to Tom Holliday about the playoff push, what the end of July means for this Chatham squad. We're only midway there in July, but a big game today at Veterans Field. It's the Manager's Show coming up next.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on GRC.
Chatham Bars Inn is Cape Cod's premier 4-diamond oceanfront resort. With 217 luxurious rooms, guests have access to numerous amenities, including a private beach, complimentary children's programs, 4 award-winning restaurants, a new world-class spa, an outdoor pool, and tennis courts. Year after year, Chatham Bars Inn is recognized as one of the top resorts in the world. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
We're back on the Anglers Extra pregame show. It's Chatham and Harwich here at Veterans Field, a battle between 4 and 5 in the East Division. I'm Joe Puccio. It's time for the Manager's Show with Chatham manager Tom Holliday. Tom, a big win for you guys against the division leaders last night.
Every win's big for us, and you know, it's just one of those things. Maybe we get on a roll. I mean, there's not that many games left, so we don't have to win that many games. We just win what's left. And every time you wake up and you win one, you think, we're on a roll. You know, we have to keep rolling. We got to keep this thing going. And so we'll find out tonight. And then if you do, you get a day off, which this time of the summer, every day off is so important. And, you know, you try to get some energy back in them, and then we play 4. Then we get 2 days off. So we win tonight, and then we take care of business next week. I think we'll be back in the playoff race.
What impressed you the most yesterday?
I think the fact that we stayed in it, we hung in there. Their starter was really good, and I thought Cam Brown really fought hard, and it was a tough 2 innings for him. But he's got so much talent, and the way he battled through that, we could have been buried in the 2nd inning. You know, the bases loaded, 1 out, and he got a big strikeout. But then McFarland comes in and pitched maybe the best I've ever seen him pitch, and that's nice. Somebody picked him up, and it's the first time I've ever felt good about a 7-inning game over there. But it got dark, and so we got one. You know, we normally are on the other end of that, but so we got a 7-inning win. Our bullpen's fresh tonight with a day off tomorrow, so Regalato's got to give us a good start tonight.
We saw you talking to Cam Brown before today's game. What were you talking with him about?
Oh, probably more about ups and downs, and you know, people that have been around the game say things and they make it sound real easy because they've been around the game for a long time. And everybody that wants to be a coach should try to understand that when the game starts, a lot of that stuff that you think you're teaching goes right out the window, and got to come back to it and stay with it. And Cam had a great bullpen like 5 days ago. And I just went right back over what we did that day and just tried to remind him, that the game sped up on you. You were either electric or you were wowed, But, you just have to stay. When something's good, you got to stay with it. Most young guys, they just yell at them, like, what's going on? Why can't you take your bullpen to the game? Probably 40 years ago, that might have been something I would have said. Now I get it, and it's just something you got to be patient with. And coaching's not easy. Some people think it is. It's not easy.
The first answer you gave me was you wanted to keep things rolling. What parts of the team you want to keep rolling?
Well, hey, we got a base hit last night with the bases loaded. You look at our RBIs, it's not very pretty. We have not hit with people in scoring position. I keep track to that, and it's an amazing thing. But the more you throw it at them, the worse it gets. So you just kind of keep swallowing it. And last night we moved runners. We still 5 times last night didn't get a guy in that was in scoring position. So you got to be comfortable. You got to want to be the guy. Why play baseball and not want to be a star or a hero? And right now when we get people in scoring position, it's like they're afraid of that. And when you say you're afraid of something, that really agitates a good athlete. So we're trying not to agitate him, but we're trying to poke him. And Garibay last night comes up, 2 strikes, hits one in the gap, and everybody relaxed to that base hit. So again, tonight we have to score when we get people in scoring position.
The MLB draft coincides with tonight's game. When the game is over, and say a few of your players get drafted, what are those conversations like?
Well, I let McFarland go see his mom last night. She's over in New Hampshire, so I don't know how far that is, 4 hours, something like that. So he just wanted to be with her in the event that he gets drafted. And again, having gone 5 last night, he won't be ticketed to pitch for at least 5 days. So I hope he gets drafted. We'll see. That's what all last year did for him. But, the guys that were here that are gone, we're pulling for them. Everybody that wears this uniform is pulling for those guys. We got some guys here that may be drafted. But I think most of them are convinced that if it's not, by Monday, they're going to go back to school. And we had a coaches meeting this morning with the league, and everybody's like, well, we're going to get rated. We're going to get bombed. These guys are all going to get drafted. Well, you don't know that. Thank God it starts tonight. Let's get it going. Let's find out. Let's get it over with. Let's see what we have left to play with.
Best of luck to your former and current players.
Yeah, you bet. I told you, I'll take luck anytime. You can figure out what shape or form luck comes in. I'll take all you can give me.
That's Tom Holliday on the Manager's Show. His grandson Jackson potentially drafted tonight as the A's take on the M's here at Veterans Field. Let's send things up to Ian Unsworth as the Anglers Extra Pregame Show rolls on.
Joe, the draft starts tonight at 7. But another thing we must note, the Cape League announced its all-star selections today. Chatham had 5. Outfielder Jake DeLeo is going to start in the all-star game. Ben Hampton was named an all-star selection. The left-handed pitcher Alex McFarland, the right-handed pitcher from Miami, also an all-star pick, although he is not with the team right now with his family, as Tom mentioned, for the MLB draft. Caden Grice, utility left-handed pitcher, first baseman and outfielder, was also named an all-star, and Marcus Brown, Chatham's everyday shortstop, was an all-star as well. So I caught up with Marcus Brown on Catch of the Day about the all-star selection, the draft, and more.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The Inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at chathambarsin.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
The Anglers Extra Pregame Show continues from Veterans Field before Chatham and Harwich. On this Sunday, it's time for Catch the Day. Ian Unsworth joined by Chatham shortstop and newly minted Cape League All-Star Marcus Brown. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me.
What does the honor of Cape League All-Star mean to you?
It means a lot, in a prestigious league like this, to just have that honor, it means a lot. But, at the end of the day, this is, thanks to, Tom and the Anglers for, allowing me to be out here and play every day. So
You've lead the Anglers in games played, and after a one-game suspension, you came back yesterday and led off your first at-bat with a double to left center field. How'd that feel?
Felt good. I mean, he hung a slider after throwing a first pitch slider, and, I was able to put a good swing on it and, hit it off the wall.
I don't want to jinx you either, but you also have a perfect fielding percentage. How have you improved your defense this summer? I'm sorry, I just saw that. I saw that neck turn, and I'm like, oh gosh, I did something bad.
Yeah, man, don't jinx me. But nah, I mean, look, as a shortstop at this level, you got to realize that, you're commanding the defense, and, you can't. Obviously, you don't want to play being scared to make errors, but I mean, you just want to command the field. You want to make all the routine plays and the spectacular plays. They'll come here and there, but you just want to be, a sound, consistent player every day.
What goes through your mind when you see a ground ball on your backhand side in that deep hole?
I mean, really, I think the first thing that goes through my mind is, can I get around this ball? Can I throw it on the run? Can I get momentum going to first? And if you say yes, then you try to go get around it. But if the ball and the pace of the ball dictates that, you're going to have to go and throw off your back leg, then, you're going to realize that you're going to have to get some more on the throw. So, I mean, it's really just, you can't control the pace of the ball and you can't control the speed of the runner. So, you got to do what you can do to, get the most on your throw.
Wise words on playing the shortstop position from Marcus Brown. And a younger shortstop I want to talk about before tonight's MLB draft is Jackson Holliday, a guy who I know you've spent a lot of time with.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. I mean, he's got great family roots. Big time baseball family, big time left-handed swing, and really good shortstop. So, he's got a big, bright future in front of him.
Did he spend a lot of time with you guys? I know he was committed to Oklahoma State and he played at Stillwater High School. Was he around your team a lot?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he'd come around and take batting practice and work in the cages like he always does. I mean, he's a really hard worker, and that kid's got a lot of really good things coming his way.
What do you think is his best skill as a baseball player?
That's a good question. I mean, he's got all the tools, and I think that's what helps. He's a well-rounded player, but I think he's got it right in between his two ears. I think he's got, a solid baseball IQ, and I think he's just got a solid, mind. And I think that's, kudos to, Tom and Josh and Matt, just being around him all the time. And I think he's solid mentally.
A lot of other Oklahoma State players and former Chatham A's up for the draft tonight, including Nolan McLean, Caden Trenkle, guys like that. What are you going to miss most about playing with those guys at OSU and also seeing them in Chatham?
I'm going to miss a lot of things. I think number one is miss the friendships. Obviously they'll still be there, but they won't be in Stillwater every day. And I think that's the biggest part of this game. When you play at this level is you make deeper connections, other than just on the field. But I mean, all those guys, they're great baseball players, and they all have bright futures in front of them, and they're all hard workers, and I couldn't be more proud of those guys.
Marcus Brown will have his name called sometime soon, but tonight he gets to get back at Veterans Field with his Oklahoma State partner, Rock Riggio, up the middle. Marcus, thanks for coming on Catch the Day.
I appreciate you having me.
Marcus Brown and the A's get going against Harwich pretty soon. We'll send it back to Joe Puccio for the rest of the Anglers Extra Pregame Show.
Marcus Brown not draft eligible this season, but he has shown some flashes in the field and with his bat that could increase his draft stock in the next summer. So that'll be interesting to watch in 2023. For Jackson Holliday, the grandson of Tom Holliday, he comes into today ranked as the third best prospect according to ProspectsLive.com. He's straight out of high school, so he isn't here in Chatham, and we're trying to get the communication down to Tom Holliday as quickly as we can to figure out what is up with, or rather, when he gets drafted. So the one thing, Ian, that I talked to Tom Holliday about before the game was if he talked to Jackson Holliday before the season, rather before today, and he said that he was in his pool, 110 degrees in Stillwater. He was just calm and collected. Well, it's almost time for first pitch here in Veterans Field. Harwich and Chatham in a playoff push. Lineups first pitch baseball coming up next.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TIC. Cape Cod.
As a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Mass State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing. From the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. So here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more. Celebrating 20 seasons on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Chatham A's baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Joe Puccio and Ian Unsworth.
Chatham, 5th place in the East Division, trails 4th place Harwich by 6 points. The two duke it out at Veterans Field today. Welcome back to the Cape Cod Baseball Network. He's Ian Unsworth. I'm Joe Puccio. Ian, let's run through today's starting lineups presented by the Chatham Squire. Leading off for Harwich, the second baseman Nick Goodwin from Kansas State, the team leader in hits and batting average. Batting second in right field is Tommy Seidel from Alabama. Batting third and playing third, Brock Wilkin from Wake Forest, the reigning Cape League MVP. In the cleanup spot is Harwich's designated hitter from Boston College, Joe Vitrano. Batting fifth, the first baseman from North Carolina, Hunter Stokely. Batting sixth is Texas A&M shortstop Kalai Harrison. He has a funny connection to the 2022 A's. We'll get to that in a second. Batting seventh is Alabama left fielder William Hammeter. Batting eighth, behind the plate, Florida catcher Mac Gussetti. And batting ninth is Northwestern center fielder Ethan O'Donnell. Ian, Chatham's lineup.
With a left-handed pitcher on the mound, Tom Holliday mixes things up a little bit. Jake DeLeo leads off. He's playing center field, the right-handed hitter from Georgia Tech. Lyle Miller-Green hits second, the right fielder, another righty bat from Oklahoma State. Another Cowboy, Rock Riggio, hits third. He's the first lefty bat in the order, playing second base. Chuck Ingram hits cleanup, the left fielder from Wichita State, right-handed bat. Righty Johnny Castagnazzi hits fifth. He's the third baseman from UNC. Caden Grice hits sixth. He's at first base. Left-handed hitting first baseman from Clemson. Jack Rubenstein, the catcher, hits seventh, the right-handed bat from Georgia Tech. Marcus Brown in the shortstop spot, as always, hits eighth, left-handed bat from Oklahoma State. And Cooper Ingle brings up the rear, the designated hitter, a lefty swinger from Clemson.
Quick look at the starting pitching matchup presented by the Red Nun Bar and Grill. Starting things off for Chatham is Nick Regalado. Has a 4-pitch mix, a fastball, sinker, changeup, and slider. He's a right-handed pitcher from Florida Southwestern State. This season, Nick Regalado has a 3.44 ERA and 18 1/3 innings pitched. On the other side, for Harwich, left-hander Jonathan Santucci from Duke. He's thrown in 16 1/3 innings this season, a 1.65 ERA, the third lowest on the squad. He has 16 strikeouts and 4 walks. Santucci has a 3-pitch mix, a fastball in the 90s, a slider in the 80s, in low 80s, I should say, and a changeup in the mid-80s. As Ian mentioned, it's mostly a right-handed lineup tonight for Chatham going up against the left-handed pitcher. Chatham starts off with Jake DeLeo, the leadoff hitter, starting in the All-Star game in Wareham coming up on July 23rd. Both teams have exited their dugouts. They are standing and awaiting the national anthem. So let's send things over to public address announcer Peter Burns for today's national anthem.
Please rise for tonight's national anthem. Tonight's national anthem will be performed by Chatham resident Brad Schiff. Brad is president of Pierce Cote Regan Communications, which is the largest advertising agency on Cape Cod. He is a longtime committee participant member in our town and is a longtime supporter of the Chatham Anglers and the Cape Cod Baseball League. With tonight's national anthem, Brad Schiff.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Brad Schiff, thanks again, Brad.
That's Brad Schiff with today's national anthem. Chatham's defense is outside of the third base dugout, getting ready to go. The Anglers are wearing the league-issued Cape Cod League digital camo hats and the white home uniforms. Blue Angler script across the chest with a red number in the bottom left corner, a blue number on the back, white pinstripes on the pants, held up by a royal blue belt. Blue socks. Harwich in the road uniforms, a blue hat, a red helmet with the H logo on top. Blue shirt with Harwich in block letters across the chest in red. A red number on the bottom left and a red number on the back featuring an American flag on top. Gray pants with a navy blue stripe on each side. Blue socks with red striping on the top. Tonight's umpires presented by Audio Associates. At first base is Mark Delaney. Over at third base is Mike Rabideau. And behind home plate, Jeff Merzel. Chatham coming in with a 7-17-7 record on 7-17. 21 points. Harwich 11-15-5, 27 points. That 6-point gap, that's the playoff difference right now for the A's.
Is 7 a lucky number of some sort?
Must be. July 17th, too. Chatham with a win yesterday over YD, a 6-2 win. The game ended after 7 innings, but a win is a win, and that was set by 6 hits offensively, including a 3 RBI double from Guy Garibay. He's not playing tonight because he's a left-handed hitter. The lefty, Jonathan Santucci, on the bump for Harwich. But speaking to Tom Holliday before the game today, he said every win is just as important.
He was impressed yesterday that his team bounced back. YD was all over Cam Brown early. He scored 2 in the first, loaded the bases in the second, and Chatham could have easily folded, but the offense kept plugging away and got to the Red Sox bullpen. That YD pitching staff is the best in the league.
We'll see that Harwich pitching staff in the bottom of the first inning. The leadoff hitter for the Mariners today, the right-handed Nick Goodwin. He plays at Kansas State, and he's playing second base today. The righty Nick Regalado working from the windup. He's on the left side of the rubber. He lifts his leg and fires. Fastball called strike. We're underway. First pitch at 7:04. 75 degrees at Veterans Field. Time and temperature presented by the Chatham Athletic Association. 0-1. Slider misses outside, 1-1. Nick Goodwin batting .266 this season. Here's the 1-1. Just tipped foul in front of Rubenstein behind home plate. 1-2. He's played in the most games of any Harwich Mariner. 113 at-bats. Infield, outfield straight away. No wind in center field. Here's the 1-2. Grounded foul behind home plate. The flag in center field isn't moving, but the flag in deep right field over by the Chatham Fire Department, it's blowing hard towards the right field corner.
A lot of humidity today as well. Sticky in the air.
Regalado's 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Foul tip into Rubenstein's glove. The first out of the game is a strikeout swinging from Nick Goodwin. Ian, let's run through Chatham's defensive alignment, presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream.
Starting the outfield, Jake DeLeo plays center field, the newly minted Cape League All-Star. Chuck Ingram in left and Lyle Miller-Green in right. Left side of the infield, Johnny Castagnazzi and Marcus Brown, another All-Star.
Harwich's Tommy Seidel digs in. He takes a first pitch fastball for strike one.
On the right side of the infield, Marcus Brown and Cape League All-Star Caden Grice. Jack Rubenstein behind the plate.
0-1 pitch. Fastball misses just outside. 90 miles an hour on the gun. Tommy Seidel is an all-star for Harwich. 1-1 pitch. Took something off of the changeup, but it missed high. 2-1. Regalato's 2-1. Fastball misses away. 3-1. Seidel, a 218 hitter this season.
And not many leagues when you can be an all-star hitting 218.
3 homers and 10 RBIs. Here's a 3-1. Ground ball to the left side. Castagnazzi at third, knocks it down. Throws over to first. He's out. Ooh, a bang-bang play at first. Reminiscent of the ground ball to Mitchell Daly in the last home game that Homer Bush Jr. beat out for an infield single. However, Tommy Seidel takes his helmet off and runs back to the first base dugout for out number 2.
Castagnazzi took his time with that ground ball. Fielded it cleanly, but took 2 crow hops before throwing to first.
2 up, 2 gone in the top of the first. No score at Veterans Field. The righty Brock Wilkin gets ready to go. He takes a first pitch fastball in there for strike one. Wilkins batting at .226 this year. 3 homers and 8 RBIs. The reigning Cape League MVP. 0-1. Slider misses low. 1-1. Infield, outfield straight away. Regalato lifts his leg and deals. Swing and a miss. 90-mile-an-hour heater, low and in. Wilkins swings right through it. 1-2.
Regalato's stuff is moving well early on.
He comes set with his hands at his belt and fires home. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Regalato breaks out the slider. That's out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base because no one got on base. 2 strikeouts from Regalato in the top of the first. He got Goodwin swinging, Wilkins swinging. Tommy Seidel grounded out to third for out number 2. That was 14 pitches in the top of the first for Nick Regalato. How many pitches will Jonathan Santucci have? Well, we'll find out after this break. Harwich nothing, Chatham coming to bat on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on DRC.
Harwich went down 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. Chatham comes up to the dish in the bottom of the first for the first time today. With Ian Unsworth, I'm Joe Puccio. Jake DeLeo, Lyle Miller-Green, and Rock Riggio, 2 righties and a lefty, due up against the left-handed Jonathan Santucci. The southpaw from Duke. He's thrown in 16 1/3 innings this season, a 1.65 ERA with 16 strikeouts and 4 walks. That ERA at 1.65, the 3rd lowest on the team. He has a fastball, slider, changeup mix. The fastball in the low 90s, the slider in the low 80s, and a changeup in the mid 80s. He throws the slider to left-handed batters and the changeup to righties. Santucci's last warm-up pitch hit Jeff Merzell behind home plate, but he seems to be ready to go. Jake DeLeo gets his feet set in the right-handed batter's box. Santucci lifts his leg from the windup. First pitch. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. Santucci fires home. Fastball misses inside, 2-0. DeLeo hitless yesterday. Ended a 7-game hitting streak. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. 2-0. Swing and a miss. Swings out of his shoes on a fastball high and away, 98 miles an hour. 2-1. Third baseman Brock Wilken playing in the baseline. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses high and away, 3-1. The outfield shaded to the right. Center fielder Ethan O'Donnell to that side of second base. Santucci gets the sign. He lifts his leg and fires. Fouled over the netting behind home plate. Full count.
I don't know where 98 came from, but Santucci has some real stuff. He's scheduled to be Duke's Friday starter next season.
He shakes off a few signs, lifts his leg, and delivers. Popped up to the right side. It's drifting out of play, and it lands foul.
There's 3-2 counts where you want to throw one of your A-plus pitches, and that fastball was at 91, so 98 might have been a misread.
That gun's not 100% accurate. Santucci goes home for the 3-2. Another foul ball. Out of play over the backstop. Jake DeLeo, a tough customer to get out. He gets back into the right-handed batter's box with a .272 batting average. 3-1. Misses outside for ball 4. 5 pitches. Jake DeLeo gets a free pass.
A great at-bat. Fouled off a couple fastballs close to the zone. Kept on fighting.
So DeLeo goes to first. He already has 3 strides off the bag. Lyle Miller Green gets ready to go. He swings from the right side. First pitch. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. That one seemed to be the changeup to the right-handed hitter at 86 miles an hour. Santucci comes set from the right side of the rubber. Looks towards first and fires. It skips in the dirt. DeLeo goes to second. Catcher doesn't know where it is. The ball rolled right in front of him. The ball escaped the circular dirt patch where home plate is, rolled to the grass in front of the mound. And Matt Gussetti flips the dirty baseball to the Chatham ball boys. It's a 2-0 count to Lyle Miller Green, and he has a runner in scoring position.
Gussetti actually did a great job of blocking the baseball. Late slide on a fastball in the dirt.
2-0 pitch. Fastball misses low, 3-0. .7:15 p.m. here on the East Coast, which means that the MLB draft is underway. The first overall pick, Stillwater High School shortstop Jackson Holliday to the Baltimore Orioles. 3-0 pitch. Fastball called strike, 3-1. Expect more updates to come later in the day. This looks like some of the media people have gone over to Tom Holliday to give him the news. 3-1. High drive to right field. Seidel over at the wall. He looks up. It's gone! Lyle Miller Green sneaks one inside the right field foul pole. A 2-run blast gives Chatham the early lead. 2-0 A's in the bottom of the first.
Been waiting for a show of power from Lyle Miller Green. His numbers last year were great, leading the Cape League in RBIs, but he hasn't gotten off the schneid just yet. That was a fly ball that kept on hooking. Barely stayed fair. It was on the outer half of the bat past the barrel, but Miller Green with enough power to get it out of there.
Lyle Miller Green just threw his hands at that outside pitch and drove it to the 314 sign in right field. Just announced over the public address system that Jackson Holliday is the #1 overall pick to the Baltimore Orioles. A few of Chatham's players going over to give some pats on the back to Jackson Holliday's grandfather, Tom Holliday. Tom's left hand going up to his eyes as he peers out to the outfield. 2-0 lead for Chatham. First pitch to Rock Riggio. He pops it foul over the press box.
What a moment. Your grandson gets drafted. One of his uncle's players hits a home run.
Lefty on lefty battle. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off speed, misses inside, 1-1. So not only is Holliday picked, but Tom Holliday's catcher last season, Kevin Parada, on Chatham last season, projected to be a top 8 pick in this year's draft. So still waiting for the first Chatham A to get his name called. Santucci's 0-1. Skips in the dirt. Now the count's at 2-1. That pitch was a 1-1 pitch.
And Rock Riggio told me earlier in the season that Jackson Holliday would come work out with them at Oklahoma State.
2-1 pitch. Fastball. Just misses outside. It's 3-1.
So these guys had a high schooler in their midst.
Santucci's 3-1. Fastball misses low and away for ball 4. Riggio earns himself a walk.
The left fielder from Wichita State, number 6, Chuck Ingram.
Jackson's supposed to play for Josh Holliday, Tom's son, at Oklahoma State.
Hasn't signed yet.
Yeah. First pitch to Chuck Ingram. High drive to deep right center field. Seidel ranges over to his right, and the right fielder makes the catch. That's out number 1. Boy, 4 batters in. Chatham finally set down.
And with the draft, nothing is official until you sign. All players drafted, except for the ones that have exercised all of their collegiate eligibility, have the right to go back to school.
One away in the bottom of the first inning, Lyle Miller Green from Oklahoma State hit a 2-run home run to the right field corner. First pitch to Castagnazzi, called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Ian, let's run through Harwich's defense, presented by Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Do it short and sweet.
Seidel in right, O'Donnell in center, Hameter in left.
Lefty on righty battle. Santucci throws over to first, Riggio back in standing.
Hunter Stokely plays first, Johnny Castagnazzi's UNC teammate. Nick Goodwin at second, Kalai Harrison at short, and Brock Wilkin at third. Matt Gassetti behind the plate, catching Jonathan Santucci.
0-1. Misses way outside. Fastball at 91. Counts even at 1-1. So only the first overall pick is off the board. Baltimore gets a young shortstop from Oklahoma. That's in high school. 1-1. Tipped back to the screen. Counts at 1-2. Johnny Castagnazzi has just 4 hits this summer. Was 0 for 3 yesterday with 2 strikeouts. Batting 114 in 16 games. 1-2, runner goes. Well, Riggio just faked it. The pitch missed high and away. It counts at 2-2. Riggio started to sprint down towards second base and just retreats to the bag. So the count's at 2-2 with 1 out. Santucci, a deep breath, looks towards first and fires home. Ground ball goes past Santucci's glove and into center field. Riggio advances to second. A slow roller back up the middle. Johnny Castagnazzi finds the outfield grass.
Only his 5th hit, but it has to feel good. A communication error between Nick Goodwin and Kalai Harris in the middle infielders. Both were near the second base bag. Neither took the ball.
Seemed like a routine ground ball right back to Santucci. So now there's runners on first and second for Caden Grice, a Cape League All-Star this season. Just named to the team this afternoon. So many announcements to go through today. First pitch to Grice. Swing and a miss. Santucci pulls the string. 80-mile-an-hour slider. 0-1. Grice was 0 for 2 yesterday, but had an RBI walk. 2 strikeouts on the ledger as well. Santucci delivers home. Swing and a miss. Another slider. Grice fanned on it. 0-2. So Grice had a sac fly yesterday. Runners on first and second with 1 out. The pitch. Change up misses high. It's 2-2. Grandstand behind home plate is packed. Watching this 2-2 pitch. Grice grounds it foul over towards the Harwich dugout. Count stays at 2-2.
The funny thing about the grandstand behind home plate is it's full of fans this time. Not a single radar gun is out.
All the scouts in the war rooms right now. 2-2 pitch. Hits Grice. The lefty from Duke tried to dial up a changeup inside. He beans the lefty from Clemson. And the bases are loaded for Jack Rubenstein.
Number 35, Jack Rubenstein.
Santucci hasn't had problems like this in any of his appearances thus far. He's only given up 1 earned run in 3 of his 4 outings.
Still the bottom of the first inning. Only 1 out. Chatham with a chance to break this game open early. First pitch to Rubenstein. Cut on and missed. Can't time up the fastball. Chatham's catcher is down 0-1.
He said he's sitting dead red heater. That's a swing where Jack Rubenstein went for broke.
Rubenstein, the righty, gets set for the pitch. Fastball called strike at the knees. 0-2. Riggio off third. Castagnazzi on second and Grice at first. The only infielder playing close to home plate is Hunter Stokely at first. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Rubenstein chased a fastball outside. Set down swinging for out number 2.
Rubenstein fell victim to Santucci's 2-seam movement. A left-handed pitcher, the ball runs away from righties.
This brings up the 8-hole hitter, Marcus Brown. Cape League All-Star who's batting at .235 this year. First pitch from Santucci. Misses outside, ball gets away. Trickles to the backstop, Riggio scores. 3-0 Chatham in the bottom of the first.
That's a pass ball on Matt Cassetti. It was outside, but nowhere close to the dirt. A breaking pitch, and the catcher was distracted by Marcus Brown's bunt.
Runners on second and third with 2 gone. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball lined up the middle, right to the shortstop. Harrison throws on the run. He gets Marcus Brown for out number 3. Chatham starts with some scoring. Jake DeLeo, Lyle Miller-Green, and Rock Riggio all come up to the plate and score. Jake DeLeo with a leadoff walk, Miller-Green with a 2-run shot, and Rock Riggio came home to score on a pass ball from Matt Gusetti. 3 runs on 2 hits. No errors, 2 men left stranded. Chatham with an early 3-0 lead. Top of the second next.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch. The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes. Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at sweettomatoscapecod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Well, I came by your house the other day. Your mother said you went away. She said there was nothing that I could have done. There was nothing nobody could say. Now me and you, we've known each other, yeah, ever since we were 16. I wished I would have known. I wished I could have called you just to say goodbye, Bobby G.
A first inning that featured 3 Chatham runs and Tom Holliday's grandson being drafted first overall. Let's go to the top of the second and see what else is in store. A's lead 3-0 over the Mariners. With Ian Unsworth, I'm Joe Puccio. Joe Vetrano to get things started. He's the 4-hole hitter for Harwich. The DH from Boston College. Time is called at home plate because the Nesson broadcast hasn't wrapped up a sideline hit just yet.
Well, Joe, I'm glad I got time because through all that chaos in the first, I spilled my water.
No way.
I was busy cleaning it up.
Here's the first pitch to Vetrano. Fastball skips in the dirt for ball 1. Did it ruin any equipment?
No, we're all
That's
good. We're all good.
Any personal equipment?
No.
Huge.
The washcloth.
1-0. Foul. Oh, rings off a light tower and bounces back onto the field.
It hit the post. I will say the washcloth I'm using has seen better days. I did vacuum the floor of the press box this morning, but it's still going to need a wash.
1-1 count to Vetrano. Here's Regalato's pitch. Fastball misses outside, 2-1. Joe Vetrano swings from the left side. He's batting at .240 this season. 2-1 pitch. Fastball just misses outside. Count runs to 3-1. Here's the pitch. High drive to center field. DeLeo runs back. He makes a leaping catch. Oh, back pedal to the warning track. The yellow jacket from Georgia Tech makes a spectacular catch in center field for out number 1.
Jake DeLeo froze when that ball was hit, got a late jump heading backwards. But he has shown the defensive acumen to make crazy plays.
First pitch to Hunter Stokely. Swing and a miss. The lefty's in front of a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, 0-1. Yeah, you could tell DeLeo bent his knees and just stared in the sky for a second, 0-1. Changeup misses outside, 1-1. Regalato working quickly. He lifts his leg and fires home. Swing and a miss. Another changeup that was away. Stokely fanned on it. It's 1-2. This is the 14th game for the Tar Heel, playing first base. He's hitting .147 this year. Gets back in the left-handed batter's box. 1-2. Slider. Strike 3 looking. Stokely stared at that breaking ball that went back over the zone. Out number 2.
Wonderful pitch. Regalado has the breaking ball working early.
With 2 gone in the top of the second, Chatham still with a 3-0 lead. Time's called at home plate. Regalado was already starting his windup when Harrison touched the plate. He's already set. Hands at the belt. He goes home. First pitch fastball misses outside, 1-0. Kalai Harrison, a shortstop from Texas A&M, who before the season we expected to be a Chatham A, 1-0. Grounded fouled on the first base line. Trickles over to Harwich's dugout, 1-1. Chatham signed Mitchell Daly, middle infielder from Texas. He was supposed to be with Bourne to start the year. 1-1. Changeup dips low and away, 2-1. Infield, outfield straight away. Regalado's 2-1. Misses low. Ball 3.
Harrison missed a big chunk of his collegiate season at Texas A&M with injury. Had a back problem.
3-1 pitch. Fastball. Catches the inside corner. The count's full. This is just Harrison's 5th game of the season. He takes a deep breath outside the left-handed batter's box. Puts the bat above his left shoulder. Full count offering. Misses low. Ball 4. Boy, that fastball looked like it clipped the bottom part of the zone. Had some sinking motion to it. First base runner for Harwich is Kalai Harrison. He gets on with a base on balls.
A tough at bat. Regalado put 2 pitches very close to the knees. Both were tough takes.
Righty on lefty battle. First pitch to William Hammeter. Fastball called strike. 0-1. Harwich players now taking their time getting back into the box. Regalado with a quick throw over to first. Harrison slides back to the left side of the bag. Regalado gets the ball, and immediately his right foot is on the left side of the rubber. He comes set with a runner on first and 2 gone. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball grounded right back to Regalado. Jumps in the air, underhand flip to Grice. That does it for the second inning. A 1-3 putout ends the top frame. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Kalai Harrison got on with a walk, but just 1 pitch later, William Hammeter ends the inning with a ground out to Regalado. 3-0 A's. Let's go to the bottom of the second on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. The people at T-Mobile are committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military, veterans, and first responders. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain. Now that voice that keeps me awake at night, when a little piece of me gave
3-0 Chatham as we start the bottom of the second inning. The A's played it across 3 runs in the bottom of the first, thanks to 2 hits, a 2-run home run from Lyle Miller Green, and a single from Johnny Castagnazzi that put Rock Riggio all the way to third base, and he came to score on a wild pitch. 9-1-2 due up for the Anglers in the bottom of the second. The 9-hole hitter today, Cooper Engel, the DH from Clemson. He was batting just 5th yesterday and 3rd against YD at home 2 days ago. A lefty on lefty battle. Santucci lifts his leg and fires. Line to center field. O'Donnell runs in. He slides and can't get there. The ball lands in front of him. Throw into second, not in time. Cooper Ingle jumps on a first pitch fastball. He gets a leadoff double.
A great swing for Ingle. That's his 4th two-bagger of the year. O'Donnell was playing in left center field, had to make a long run back to straightaway, and his dive was too late to get the baseball.
Quick start to this inning. A runner on second, nobody out. First pitch to DeLeo. Squares around a bunt, lays it down the third base line, but it just goes foul. The ball didn't leave the circular dirt patch where home plate's located. Went down the third base line and just trickled foul at the last second. Mac Gussetti grabbed it, so the count goes to 0-1. Second baseman Goodwin holding Ingle at second base.
I like the bunt idea from DeLeo. Brock Wilkin is not the quickest at third.
0-1. Fastball misses high and away. DeLeo kept the bat on his shoulder. 1-1.
Wilkins 6'4", 225, and on the first pitch, he was playing back.
Chatham already with a 3-0 lead with no outs. Here's the pitch. Cut on and missed. DeLeo can't time up a 91-mile-an-hour heater. It's 1-2. And you wonder if the 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning provide some insurance for Chatham's offense. Get a little creative and play small ball. Here's the 1-2. Fastball misses high and away, 2-2. DeLeo hasn't squared around since the first pitch in this at-bat.
It was more the surprise factor than anything else with the bunt.
DeLeo shows the bat. Santucci looks towards second and fires. Tipped foul. Hits the netting behind home plate. Count stays at 2-2.
Santucci's about to throw his 45th pitch. He's through the order once. No outs in the bottom of the second. Heavy workload.
2-2 pitch. Line drive. Base hit in the center field. Ingle gets the wave home. O'Donnell comes up throwing. Ingle is in the middle of the base path. Wilkin now running back. He pump fakes a throw. Ingle's caught in a pickle. And Gussetti slaps the tag on Ingle. Jake DeLeo gets to second base, but Cooper Ingle's out in the base paths. Whether it was indecision from Ingle or indecision from third base coach Randy Whistler, it's out number 1.
That's on Randy Whistler. He gave Ingle the wave when the ball was hit in very shallow left center field. A throw in to the plate would have easily gotten Chatham's runner.
First pitch to Miller Green. Changeup, called strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1 to Miller Green, who had a 2-run home run opposite way to the right field corner. Chatham still with a 3-0 lead, but only 1 runner on base. DeLeo at second. 0-1. Fastball misses high and away. 1-1. You're right, Ian. It was a shallow hit. It just got over Harrison's glove at short.
And the grass at Veterans Field is long. It hasn't been mowed in a while. The balls are going to die in the outfield.
A few patches of whiteheads scattered across the outfield. 1-1. Fastball catches the inside corner. Pitch at the knees. Lyle Miller Green's down 1-2. A lefty on righty battle. Santucci looks towards second, fires home. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The righty from OSU chases a fastball, 95 miles an hour, according to the left center field scoreboard. 2 gone.
Santucci mixed up locations with Miller Green. The first at-bat, he threw everything outside, and the Chatham hitters caught on to it. Now he's trying to go outside, inside, keep the Chatham hitters guessing on location.
2 away. First pitch to Rock Riggio. Popped up, third base line. Drifting out of play. It is a foul ball. Hits off the path that's adjacent to the press box, diamond side third base line. Riggio walked in his last at-bat. He came around to score on a wild pitch. Santucci comes set. He fires. Fastball misses low and away. Riggio started to swing, but kept his bat back. 1-1. DeLeo still on second. Harrison, the shortstop, holding him. 1-1. Ground ball to Harrison at short. Throws from the infield grass. Sets down Riggio for out number 3. Well, Chatham had an opportunity to extend its lead. Cooper Engel had a leadoff double. And then on Jake DeLeo's single, he started to round third and was caught in a pickle. Randy Whistler and Cooper Engel have a conversation next to Chatham's dugout. The A's go back out to the field with a 3-0 lead. Top of the third coming up next on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
We're through 2 innings of baseball at Veterans Field. The home Chatham A's with a 3-0 lead over Harwich. A battle between number 4 and number 5 in the East Division. With Ian Unsworth, I'm Joe Puccio. To start the top of the third, the 4th place Mariners bring Mac Gusetti, the 8-hole hitter, up to the dish. First pitch. Sinker misses low, ball 1. Gusetti is the catcher from Florida, playing in his 15th game. 1-0. Fastball called strike on the outside corner. 1-1. I'd like to tell you more about Mac Gusetti's numbers, but Regalato's already set. Here's his 1-1 pitch. It skips to the backstop. Sinker bounced in front of home plate. 2-1.
This is how a team builds momentum.
Regalato gets a new baseball and fires home. Ground ball left side. Castagnazzi fields it in foul territory. It crossed over the foul line just before the base. 2-2.
Regalato working quickly, putting the pressure on the Harwich hitters. With Chatham already in front, the onus is on the Mariners to get things going.
An M's lineup with no hits. 2-2. Grounded foul in front of home plate. Rather behind home plate. Rubenstein grabs the baseball. Count stays at 2-2. A foul ball from Gusetti. Regalato steps back, lifts his leg, goes home. Fastball misses inside. Gusetti backs out of the way. It's now a full count to the Gator catcher. Takes 2 pats of home plate. Bat above his right shoulder. Full count pitch. Misses outside. The count was at 1-2 to Mac Gusetti. Regalato loses him. Second base runner of the game for the Mariners. Second walk from Regalato. Springs in Northwestern center fielder Ethan O'Donnell. He swings from the left side. Gusetti off first. Here's the first pitch. Sinker misses outside, 1-0. Ethan O'Donnell's playing in his 4th game this year. 1-0. Fastball right over the heart for strike 1. Gussetti with 3 strides off of first base. Regalado left side of the bump. He fires. Ground ball to the right side. It sneaks into right field for a base hit. Gussetti stands on second. Chatham's middle infield was in double play depth. Ethan O'Donnell found the hole between first and second.
Now batting from Kansas State, number 6, Nick Goodwin.
Not the greatest contact in the world. It wasn't smashed. Wasn't a one hop. Simple ground ball. But the positioning of Chatham's infielders made it a great hit.
The order flips for Nick Goodwin, the second baseman from Kansas State. First pitch. Fastball right over the plate for strike 1. If O'Donnell had one more pitch in the at-bat, Ian, I would have asked you, he played for the Kalamazoo Mac Daddies in 2022? What's that?
Oh, that's a long story.
Regalado looks towards second, fires home. 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. I ask you because you were with the Growlers in Kalamazoo last summer.
Ethan O'Donnell was supposed to be a Growler last year, but he had a shoulder problem at the end of his season with Northwestern and decided to not play summer ball.
Runners on first and second, 1-1. Ground ball to Castagnazzi at third. Pump fakes the throw to second, now gets it to Riggio. Transfer to first, he got him! Double play! Castagnazzi took his time throwing the ball over to Riggio, but the Cowboys' second baseman with quick hands fired it over to Grice. There's now 2 gone in the inning. Matt Gussetti still stands on base. He's at third.
Castagnazzi double clutch because he didn't want to hit Gussetti with the throw. Harwich catcher was chugging down the baseline. Castagnazzi on his double pump took a step out of the baseline to throw to second.
We'll continue our Mac Daddies conversation in just a moment. The righty, Tommy Seidel, gets ready to go. Runner on third, 2 gone. First pitch. Slider breaks in the zone for strike 1. Chatham with a 3-0 lead. Harwich's first hit of the game was Ethan O'Donnell's single. But he now sits on the bench with Nick Goodwin after the Kansas State second baseman grounded into a double play. Regalado's 0-1. Fastball misses low and away. Rubenstein gloves it in the dirt. 1-1. Seidel, the right fielder from Alabama, grounded out to Johnny Castagnazzi in his first at-bat. 1-1 pitch. Another fastball. This one called a strike on the inside corner. 1-2 with 2 gone. Harwich looking for its first runs of the game. Runner 90 feet away. 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? No swing, says first base umpire Mark Delaney. Regalado brought out the slider. Could not get Seidel to bite.
He definitely spiked it. Got over the top. So far, Rubenstein's been great behind the plate.
Regalado looking for his 4th strikeout. The pitch. Ground ball to Brown at short. Takes 2 hops. Throws it over to Grice at first. He's out. Marcus Brown fields a ground ball from Tommy Seidel and zips it over to Caden Grice for out number 3. Harwich starts off this half inning with a little bit of life. Gussetti with a walk, O'Donnell with a single. But then Nick Goodwin grounded into a double play, and Tommy Seidel's ground out to Marcus Brown ends the frame. Harwich scoreless with just 1 hit. 3-0 A's. Let's go to the bottom of the 3rd. Bottom of the third inning here in Chatham. The home Anglers with a 3-0 lead over the Mariners. Chatham trails Harwich in the standings by 6 points. The playoffs start on August 4th. Tom Holliday said in the pregame show today, every win is important. With Ian Unsworth, I'm Joe Puccio. Chuck Ingram, the cleanup hitter in Chatham's lineup, gets things going in the bottom of the third inning. Nothing to update our fans on with the MLB draft. Only 5 picks in. Jackson Holliday, Tom Holliday's grandson, went first overall to the Orioles, but we're still waiting for Kevin Parada's name to be called. Chatham's catcher in 2021.
Well, they're making a pick every 9 or so minutes.
This makes the NFL draft look snappy. Ingram swinging from the right side. He's ready to go. First pitch from Santucci. Skips in the dirt. Change up at 86 miles an hour. Bounced in front of home plate. 1-0 to Ingram. 1-0 pitch. Tipped foul to the backstop. 1-1.
There was a big draft surprise. The Rangers took Kumar Rocker.
Yeah.
3rd overall.
He was drafted 11 overall last year by the Mets and didn't sign.
The Mets wouldn't sign him.
That's what it was. 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses high and away. 2-1. Chuck Ingram flied out to right field in the first inning. Outfield shifted towards the left side. 2-1. Fastball misses high. 3-1.
Kumar Rocker was drafted after 2 great years at Vanderbilt, but he failed a physical. Had something in his shoulder that the Mets didn't like, and New York said, nope, we're pulling your contract.
So then Rocker went to, I believe, the Prospects League. 3-1. Fastball misses outside for ball 4. Chuck Ingram works his way on base with a walk to lead off the third. I'm getting the name of the league wrong. It's the I think it's the Futures League.
He played independent ball.
Independent, that's what it was. I knew. I was close. But he played independent ball, then went back into the draft this year and increased his draft position by 8 spots. Runner on first and nobody out. First pitch to Castagnazzi. He takes a fastball high and away, ball 1. The right-handed Tar Heel had a single in his first at-bat in the first, was left stranded at third base. Chatham couldn't complain, had 3 runs in that half inning. 1-0. Fastball misses inside. 2-0. Ingram's the runner at first. No outs, bottom of the third. Santucci with a deep breath on the bump. The lefty fires. Caught on and missed. Seemed as if Castagnazzi was just under that fastball. It's now 2-1.
He was late. Pitch got by him in a hurry.
Wind blowing it to right field. Opposite direction for Castagnazzi. 2-1 pitch. Fastball, called strike at the knees. 2-2. That one found the inside corner. Santucci already with 60 pitches through 2 innings plus. He has a runner on first and nobody out. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for Santucci in today's game. It's out number 1 and here in the third.
He challenged Castagnazzi to match the fastball. Chatham's third baseman couldn't do it.
Caden Grice takes his time before digging into the left-handed batter's box. Santucci is already set. His glove hand is tucked into his right chest. Santucci gets the sign, looks towards first, takes 2 glances, fires home. Fastball misses high and away. It's 1-1. 1-0. Grice was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. Lumber above his left shoulder. 1-0 pitch. Grounded foul. trickles towards Harwich's dugout. It gets stuck under the padding. The Mariners just leave the ball there. 1-1. Harwich's infield in double play depth. Harrison and Goodwin, the shortstop second base duo. Ingram off first. The pitch. Foul back to the screen, 1-2. Grice ended a 4-game hitting streak yesterday. Actually, he had that one hit against Hyannis, that home run on the 13th. Opposite field, 1-2. Fastball misses high and away, 2-2. That was a solo home run. Went to 385 in dead center. Deepest part of the ballpark. Santucci comes set, hands at the chest. He fires. Ground ball right side, over the first baseman's head. Ingram rounds second. He gets to third. He's in standing. Took a high hop over Hunter Stokely. Grice gets on with a hit. Now runners on the corners with one out.
I don't think Hunter Stokely was a high jump all-star in high school. He took a step in, a step back, and slipped as he went for the back pedal. A late jump, a pretty low jump at that, and the ball went over his head.
Grice meets him at first base. First pitch to Rubenstein. Swing and a miss. Behind on the fastball, it's 0-1. Ingram had a leadoff walk. He stands on third. Grice at first with one gone. Chatham a 3-0 lead. 0-1 pitch. Tipped back into Gussetti's glove. 0-2.
The call came from the third base dugout. Use all fields, Jack. He usually tries to pull the ball to the left side, but that's going to be tough with Santucci throwing everything to the outside corner.
He opens up his hips on inside pitches. 0-2. Fly ball to center field. O'Donnell in right center. He makes the grab in middle of the center field. Runner tags, throw home, not in time. Ingram comes home to score on a towering fly ball from Rubenstein. Sack fly for out number 2, and Chatham leads 4-0.
Good piece of hitting. We saw Caden Grice do it yesterday. Less than 2 outs, runner on third. Elevate the baseball into the outfield and give your runner a chance.
With 2 gone and a 4-0 Chatham lead, in stands Marcus Brown. He attempts to bunt but pulls the bat back at the last second. Pitch missed high. Fastball, 1-0. Marcus Brown grounded out to Kalai Harrison. Last at bat. 1-0. Fastball misses outside. 2-0. Santucci with over 70 pitches. He's pitched 2 2/3, given up 4 runs on 5 hits. 2-0 to Brown. Ground ball up the middle. Second baseman knocks it down on a diving stop, but the ball doesn't go into his glove. Goodwin picks up the loose baseball to where his shortstop compatriot Kalai Harrison was standing. An infield single for Marcus Brown keeps the inning alive. Caden Grice, he moves to second.
The Anglers are getting a lot of fastballs. In the third alone, Santucci has thrown almost all heaters. The Anglers are locking in.
Runners on first and second, 2 gone. First pitch to the lefty, Engel. Skips in the dirt. Gussetti blocks it.
There was the slider. Santucci struggled to control it.
The pitch missed low and outside. And Santucci normally throws that slider to left-handed hitters. Santucci glances towards second. He goes home. Fastball, called strike. Pitch in between the belt and letters. 1-1. So Grice stands on second. Marcus Brown is at first. Chatham already with a 4-0 lead. Bottom of the third inning. Cooper Ringel at the dish. 1-1 from Santucci. Fastball misses outside. Ball 2. Engel takes a deep breath and gets back in the left-handed batter's box. Clemson Tiger batting .234 this season. 2-1. Popped foul out of play over Chatham's dugout. 2-2. Where'd that ball land?
It hit a tree right next to the home plate house, adjacent to Veterans Field, and an older gentleman ran after it and grabbed it.
Oh.
He's a kid in all of us.
So it's a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Santucci fires home. Grounded foul. Right side. Slider thrown to the outside part of the plate, and Engel was just in front of it.
It stayed up. Didn't dive low in the zone. Stayed high and outside.
Engel grabs the pine tar on his black-dipped bat. Takes 2 pats at home plate. Puts his bat above his left shoulder. 2-2. Grounded foul. The runners were in motion. Grice and Brown have to retreat to second and first, respectively.
You can do the hit and run with Engel. Such a good contact bat. And yes, the average might not show it, but he is really good at fighting in counts and putting the ball in play. That's why the walks are so high. That's why the on-base percentage is above 400.
Stands back in for the 2-2. Fastball. Strike 3 looking. He stares at a fastball on the outside corner and leaves Brown and Grice stranded on base. Chatham gets its 4th run of the game. A walk from Chuck Ingram to start things off. A single from Caden Grice moved him to third, and a sac fly from Jack Rubenstein brought home Chuck Ingram. A run on 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Through 3 full innings, Chatham has a 4-0 lead. 6 hits, the same number they had yesterday at YD. Top of the 4th coming up next. Ian Unsworth takes over for play-by-play. A's 4, M's nothing on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC. What I want.
Top of the 4th at Veterans Field. Chatham with a 4-0 lead over Harwich. Anglers looking for the 2nd win in a row against an East Division foe. Ian Unsworth with you on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Nick Regalado deals to Brock Wilkin. First pitch foul ball off the right-handed hitter's front foot. Wilkin jogs all the way towards the first base dugout as he walks off the knock. I'm riding solo for a half inning. Joe Puccio is down with the Nesson crew that's here to broadcast this Cape League contest. Chatham scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 1st. A Lyle Miller Green 2-run home run Miller Green was the second batter of the ball game. Rock Riggio then walked and came in to score on a wild pitch. Nick Regalato's cruised through 3 frames, only giving up 1 hit. He's thrown 46 pitches through 3, and his 47th, Brock Wilken, fouled off his front foot. Wilken's still walking around. This is a rather large amount of time amounted to a hitter who isn't wearing a shin guard. Usually those things tend to ameliorate these kind of problems. Wilken does a little groundskeeping work in the right-handed batter's box. As Regalato got on the bump, takes a 180 spin off of it, settles back on top of the rubber. The righty deals. Fastball up, ball 1. One to Wilken. One of Harwich's 6 Cape League All-Stars. Pitch below the knees, ball 2. Wilken was one of 4 field players to make the East Division All-Star team, along with Nick Goodwin, Joe Vitrano, and Tommy Seidel. Regalato deals, swing and a miss. Wilken over the top of a floating slider. The count's 2-2. Regalato fires, low and away. Tried the slide piece again, Wilken didn't bite. Full count to last year's Cape League MVP. Struck out swinging in his first at-bat. The pitch, foul ball. Change up low and in. Wilken tipped it off the left shin guard of Rubenstein. Wilken struck out swinging to end the top of the first. Here's the pitch. Low and outside. Rubenstein gloves a fastball in the dirt. Wilken trots down to first. A leadoff base on balls begins the 4th.
The designated hitter, number 30, Joe Vitrano.
Here's Joe Vitrano, another one of those Harwich All-Stars. The top 4 hitters in the Mariners order, all All-Stars. Nick Goodwin, Tommy Seidel, Wilken, and Vitrano. Regalato deals. Ground ball left side. Brown fields it on 2 hops, flips to second. The throw to first. In time. What a snazzy stop from Marcus Brown. A ground ball kicked off the front of the mound, hopped up next to his cheek, and Brown gloved it on a knee. The flip to Riggio was perfect, and the Oklahoma State combination does it again. A clean 6-4-3 brings up Hunter Stokely. First pitch, tapped foul behind the plate. Vitrano hit into the double play. Wilken was out on the 6-4. Stokely, a left-handed hitter from UNC. Regalato starts the windup and fires. Swing and a miss. The sinker in the dirt, and Stokely swung over the top. Regalato's been working on that sinker all summer. He nods to Rubenstein behind the plate, ready for the windup. 0-2 pitch. Outside. Changeup floated towards the chalk of the right-handed batter's box. Stokely struck out looking in the second. Chatham a 4-0 lead. The pitch, outside. 87-mile-an-hour fastball, which Rubenstein caught in his palm. Chatham's infield back, outfield straight away. 2-2 pitch, up and in. Ball 3. Stokely pulled his back elbow out of the way. Regalato ready. Stokely taps the backside of the plate. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. A beautiful 2-seam fastball from Nick Regalato. He placed it low and outside. Stokely swung over the top. The first baseman's second strikeout of the day, and Regalato's fourth. Another 1-2-3 frame for the Florida Southwestern righty. It's 4-0 Chatham through 3.5. The A's come to bat next, and the Anglers keep moving on that advantage.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Like tell you about now, baby. You know, she comes around just about 5'4", from her head to the ground. You know, she comes around here just about midnight. She make her feel so good, love. She make her feel alright. And her name is G. L. Whoa. R. I. G-L-Y. Gloria. G-L-Y. Gloria. I'm gonna shout it all night. Gloria. I'm gonna shout it every day. Yeah, 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 yeah. She comes around here just about midnight. She make me feel so good, love. I want to say she make me feel all right.
Bottom of the fourth at Veterans Field. Chatham with a 4-0 lead over Harwich. A pitching change for Harwich. A Chatham bars in, call to the bullpen after just 3 frames from starter Jonathan Santucci. The new arm is a lefty. 5'9", 192, Jacob Edwards, a rising junior from Mercer. Making his first Cape League appearance. Cross works from the stretch against Jake DeLeo, right-handed hitter. First pitch, line drive. Harrison makes a sliding stop in the outfield. DeLeo hit a soft one-hopper that the Harwich shortstop snagged on the edge of the infield dirt. No possible way he could pop up and make a throw.
2 straight half innings now where Chatham's leadoff hitters in the inning swing at the first pitch.
But it's been working. Here's Lyle Miller-Green, right-handed hitter. Pitch, high. 90-mile-an-hour fastball, ball 1. Miller-Green hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the first. Lefty on the rubber set, the pitch. A called strike on the outside corner. Miller-Green hit a slicing fly ball that snuck behind the right field foul pole. He struck out in the second. Edwards set, he deals. Ground ball, hot shot to third. Wilkin gloves it, but it's not clean. Throw across, not in time. A 3-hop ground ball to Brock Wilkin. It hit the palm of his glove, dropped to the ground. Wilkin barehanded it, threw across. The throw not in time to get Miller-Green. Ruled a hit. Now it's an E5. The pitch. Riggio hits a ground ball to second. Flip to second for 1. Harrison to first in time. Miller-Green out at second on the flip from Goodwin to Harrison. And the throw to first gets Rock Riggio. the 8th double play Chatham's second baseman has hit into this season.
We have no time to breathe up here.
I haven't written anything down in my scorebook for this inning, Joe. I'm a
Me
little
neither.
behind. Right-handed hitting, Chuck Ingram in the box. First pitch bounces in the dirt. Ingram walked in the third and scored. Came in on Jack Rubenstein's sacrifice fly. Edwards deals. High fly ball left field towards the foul pole. It's out of play. Ingram says fair ball. Time is called. The entirety of the third base dugout is appealing to home plate umpire Jeff Merzel. Most of the anglers with questioning looks on their faces.
Looked fair from here.
I stood up and tried to look down at the baseball. Couldn't get a great grip. The pitch. Ground ball left side. Harrison fields it in the hole. Throw across. Gets Ingram. Six-3 putout ends the frame. A 6-pitch inning for Jacob Edwards, but one with a lot of action. Chatham with no runs on a hit and a man left on base. 4-0 Anglers through 4 frames on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime, sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. Band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places.
Top of the 5th at Veterans Field. Nick Regalado back out for his 5th frame of work, which starts with the left-handed hitting shortstop, Kalai Harrison. Alongside Joe Puccio, I'm Ian Unsworth. We've got some Anglers draft news. Kevin Parada was picked 11th by the New York Mets, the first Chatham A to go off the board. Regalado fires, misses low and away.
The Johnny Bench Award winner for Catcher of the Year.
Regalado fires, tapper back to the left side of the mound. The pitcher fields, flings to first, gets the out. Regalado threw it with some juice over to Caden Grice, and the first baseman made the snag for the first out.
Tom Holliday said that Kevin Parada wasn't the player that he thought he was getting last summer. A .250 hitter in just 9 games, but he said that he went back to Atlanta with Georgia Tech. He learned from this past summer in Chatham.
The pitch, low and away to left-handed hitting left fielder William Hamiter.
A .361 batting average and 26 home runs in 60 games.
Regalado deals 1-0. Called strike on the inside corner.
Hamiter was asking for time. Home plate umpire Jeff Merzel didn't give it to him.
Kevin Parada was actually briefly ineligible for this year's draft, as Steve Englert heads out to talk with Jeff Merzel about Regalado's pacing and the lack of time granted.
Yeah, Regalado's pacing's been the same all game. Now Hamiter keeps his hand a little higher than he did last time.
1-1 pitch. Foul ball back to the netting. That was Regalado's 61st. He's thrown 4 1/3. Back to Parada. at first. The cutoff of the 2022 draft, the birthday cutoff, was August 1st. 1-2. Called strike 3 in the outside corner. Changeup floats like a balloon to the outside of the strike zone. There's Regalato's 5th K. So the birthday cutoff was August 1st because of the new CBA that avoided the lockout, which at the beginning of the Major League Baseball season, everyone was concerned about. Regalato fires to Matt Gassetti. He hits a slow roller down the third base line. It's foul. Parada's birthday was August 3rd. Well, is August 3rd. But after negotiations and the lockout smoothed over, everything smooth between players and owners, the draft date pushed back to July 17th, and birthday regulation changed to allow Parada, a draft-eligible sophomore, to go pro. Regalato deals home. Swing and a miss. Gassetti down to a knee as he waved at a slider. 0-2 count. 2 outs.
He's almost 21 years old.
Chatham leads Harwich 4-0. 0-2 pitch. Ball outside. Chatham's infielders running towards the third base dugout. Parada is now the 18th Georgia Tech catcher drafted in the past 29 years. 1-2. High and outside. Regalato zings a 90-mile-an-hour fastball above the zone. Matt Wieters, Jason Varitek, all names out of Georgia Tech. Regalato's 2-2 misses in the dirt.
And hopefully Jack Rubenstein, too.
Parada said he didn't realize how many catchers had come out of Georgia Tech, but now he's fulfilling and continuing the legacy. 3-2 from Regalato. The pitch. 3-hopper to Brown. It's short. He fields, throws across. Grice catches the throw to end the inning. Another 1-2-3 from Nick Regalato. His third in 5 frames. The righty dominant, and the A's bats back to the plate after a break. Chatham leads Harwich 4-0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
The Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer. Tommy's got his 6-string high. Now he's holding in when he used to make it talk so tough. It's tough. Cheetah dreams of running away. She cries in the night, Tommy whispers, "Baby, it's okay." We gotta hold on to what we've got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Oh, we're halfway there.
Leading off for the Anglers, the third baseman.
Chatham a 4-run advantage over Harwich through 4.5 frames at Veterans Field. Johnny Castanazzi, Caden Grice, and Jack Rubenstein due up against left-handed pitcher Jacob Edwards. The lefty said he deals. Castanazzi swings and misses. A foul tip into the mid of catcher Gassetti. Edwards committed to Mercer after 4 seasons at UNC Asheville. He deals. Misses inside with a breaking ball. Castanazzi a single and a strikeout today. Was stranded on third in the bottom of the first when the Anglers scored 3 runs. Edwards fires. Ground ball left side, foul.
Ian, I've tried to get our synergy reports on Jacob Edwards. There's 2 different Jacob Edwardses, both from UNC Asheville, and have 0 pitches logged in both of them. So
We've got a conundrum. 1-2 to Castanazzi. Pitch in the dirt. 83-mile-an-hour slider. Drop below the knees. Joe, it's all up to the eye test now.
Oof.
Gonna see what we're made of. Castanazzi chokes up on his black and beige bat. 2-2. Low and inside. Oh, called strike 3. Jeff Merzel with the most low-key ring-up ever. Puts Johnny Castanazzi down. First out.
It was a borderline pitch on the inside corner. Castanazzi now with his 2nd strikeout today. He's now punched out 22 times in 37 at-bats, rather 38.
Here's Caden Grice. Left-handed batter. First pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball at the thighs. Lefty on lefty matchup. Grice, the Cape League strikeout leader with 42 Ks. But an all-star nonetheless. Edwards fires. Deep fly ball to center field. O'Donnell goes back. He makes a leaping catch at the wall. He dropped the baseball. No catch from Ethan O'Donnell. Had it in his glove, came down on his backside, and the pill fell out. All 3 umpires called time as Grice got to second base.
Caden Grice just tipped his hat to Ethan O'Donnell. It was a miraculous effort.
The catcher from Georgia Tech, number 35, Jack Rubenstein.
Grice has been on base 3 times in 3 at-bats. Single, double, hit by pitch. He's on second with 1 down, and Jack Rubenstein in the right-handed batter's box. Open stance for Chatham's catcher. Edwards fires in the dirt. It sneaks between Gassetti, but Grice stays put. Call of yes from the third base side dugout, but Grice shrugged his shoulders on second base.
Don't think Grice saw the ball get away from Gassetti.
1-0 count. Edwards set, checks the runner on second. Fires home. Foul ball over the first base dugout. Back to the play from Grice to O'Donnell. It was about a 15-yard sprint straight backwards to the fence for Harwich's center fielder.
A really tough play, but he got there. Ball just fell out the last second. There's nothing else you can really say.
1-1 pitch. High chopper to second base. Goodwin gloves it to the right of the bag, throws to first, and gets Rubenstein. Caden Grice advances to third.
Now batting for Chatham.
Brings up Marcus Brown.
From Oklahoma State, number 62.
It's a good at-bat right there from Rubenstein. The last time he was up, we heard Chatham's coaches say, hit the ball to all parts of the field. Rubenstein hit that ball the opposite way. It just moves Grice to third.
Brown a single in his last at-bat. First pitch. A popped-up bunt over the pitcher's mound. It drops. Grice comes in to score. Brown races to first with a base hit. That's got to be a first.
The designated hitter from Clemson, number 37, Cooper Engel.
A popped-up bunt over the 5'9" Edwards on the mound, and it dropped in front of a charging shortstop. 5-0 Chatham. Bottom of the 5th. Brown on first with 2 outs. Here's Cooper Engel. Lefty on lefty matchup. Picked to first. Brown back safe.
Brown was cheesing over at first base. His smile was ear to ear.
That is truly a one-of-a-kind play. First pitch to Cooper Ingle. Laced to left field, it drifts foul. Rather close to the Chatham bullpen down the third base line.
If you have the touch and you have the wheels, you can execute plays like that.
Usually you'll see left-handed hitters drag bunt to the third base side or drag bunt to the first base side or push it down the third base line. A pop-up over the pitcher is something new. 0-1, Edwards deals. Line drive almost got Jay Powell. Chatham's pitching coach dodged the heat-seeking missile over towards the third base dugout and fell to his backside. Didn't get our crowd mic either.
That might move him away from his perch behind the dugout.
0-2 to Ingle. Brown on first. He goes. The pitch. High. Throw down his second. Gets into center field. Brown on his horse gets to third. Slides in head first safely. The fastball was above the letters. A good pitch for Gassetti to throw on. But his one hop to second base snuck past Harrison and Goodwin, who was backing up the bag. 1-2 count. Brown on third. The pitch. Soft liner. Goodwin has a bead on it and catches it behind second base. Chatham plates a run on Marcus Brown's I don't even know what to call it. Bunt, pop-up single. Can we combine those two things and make a new baseball term? Whatever it was, it worked. Caden Grice comes in to score. A run on 2 hits for the A's. A 5-0 advantage at Veterans Field. Top of the 6th, next.
Chatham A's on the air. Well, I was born in a small town and I live in a small town.
Nothing Anglers through 5 at Veterans Field. A beautiful sunset over the trees in left center. Hints of orange and pink dotting a sky that's blue and turning purple. Righty Nicholas Regalado deals. A swing and a miss from Ethan O'Donnell. Left-handed hitting center fielder. 0-1 pitch. Low and outside. 1-1 to O'Donnell, who singled in the third, but was part of a 6-4-3 double play. Regalado fires. Ground ball right side. Grice fields it forehand, throws to Regalado, who makes a jumping catch and lands on the bag. Caden Grice forced Nick Regalado to pull out his globetrotter hops, getting to first base. But some nice hand-foot coordination gets the first out.
Regalado embodied the Jordan logo. Jumpman over at first base.
Got it in the left hand, the glove hand, and snapped the right foot quickly on the bag. Top of the order up in Nick Goodwin. First pitch. High, ball 1. Slider outside at 77. Righty on righty matchup. .1-0 pitch. Chopped in front of the plate. It's foul. Chatham's infield snapped into action, but Jeff Merzell put his hands up for time. Joe with 1 out. Let's check out our Cape League scores presented by Sweet Tomatoes Pizza.
Well, no one likes ties, so let's go to Wareham. Orleans and Wareham finished with a 1-1 tie. Let's get that out of the way. YD with a 5-4 win over Brewster. That's 1-2 in the East Division. YD up to 40 points. First team in the Cape to do that this season.
1-1 pitch. Ground ball, third base side. It's foul.
Falmouth with a 9-8 win over Katuitt.
Must have been a nail biter.
Oh, yeah, all the way through. So Falmouth tied for 4th place, which is also last place, technically, in the West Division. They beat the West Division leading Katuitt Kettleers.
1-2 to Goodwin. Soft line drive, right field. Miller Green gives chase, dives. It's off his glove into foul territory. Goodwin races to second. He's headed for third. Miller Green's throw cut off. Grice flings to third. Runner safe. Short and sweet triple for Nick Goodwin. Lyle Miller Green made a long run towards the right field line, laid out, but the ball hit his glove and bounced into the Harwich bullpen down the right field fence. Because Miller Green made contact with the ball in fair territory, it's a hit, and Goodwin's on third with 1 out for Tommy Seidel.
Miller Green was far away from the foul line, and the ball just kept trailing that way. He made an exceptional dive at the baseball. Miller Green at 6'6", he used every inch possible to get there.
Just couldn't make the play, similar to Ethan O'Donnell in the last half inning. First pitch. Line drive, center field. It drops in front of DeLeo, a base hit. Goodwin comes in to score. Seidel back to the first base bag, and Harwich gets a tally. 5-1 Anglers, but the Mariners put their first run on. Goodwin in on the Seidel RBI single.
Number 25, Brock Wilkins.
It's a really good piece of hitting from Tommy Seidel. Didn't do too much with the ball, just got it over the infield.
Here's Brock Wilkin, a guy who can do a lot to a baseball. A power hitter in every sense of the word. Pitch, swing and a miss. Regalado dialed up the heat at 94, and Wilkins swung underneath it.
Can we continue our check on Cape League scores? I know Regalado's working quickly here.
He comes set on the first base side. The pitch, 89 up and out.
So Falmouth with the 9-8 win over Katuitt. The Kettleers stay at 39 points. Doesn't open the door for Hyannis because the Harbor Hawks are down 8-1 to Bourne in the top of the 9th.
1-1. Below the knees. Ball 2.
So YD, the only team with 40 points, #1 team in the Cape League. That's your check on Cape League scores, presented by Sweet Tomatoes Pizza.
Regalado fires. Sinker below the knees. 3-1 count to Wilkin. 0 for 1 today. Base on balls in his last plate appearance. Regalado set. Pitch in the dirt. Wilkins' second straight walk. Runners on first and second. Here comes Joe Vitrano.
The designated hitter, number 30.
Jack Rubenstein heads out to the bump to have a talk with Regalado, who just grabbed the rosin bag and is rubbing the chalky substance up and down both of his forearms.
LeBaron Johnson Jr. is warming up in Chatham's bullpen, and Jay Powell has the clipboard with him, writing down a few notes.
Regalado's first pitch to Vitrano will be his 80th. Now here comes Jay Powell. Chatham pulling the time-honored tradition of letting that bullpen guy get ready after late notice.
$50-50 is being held now. Get your tickets.
The entire infield meets with Powell, Regalado, and Rubenstein.
Time is running out. We aim to call it at the end.
With runners on first and second and 1 out, the double play in order.
Near the press box to pick up your tickets.
Chatham's already turned 2 today. A 5-4-3, Castagnazzi to Riggio to Grice, and a 6-4-3. A really nice play from Marcus Brown. A two-hopper that hit the front of the mound, kicked up towards his face, and Brown flipped it to second. Another former Cape Leaguer off the board, 2021 Brewster Whitecap, Zach Neto, just went to the Angels at 13.
Phillies must be coming up on the clock soon here.
17th.
All right.
MLB draft updates coming all night, presented by Chatham Bars Inn, New England's premier oceanfront resort. Regalado set against the lefty Vetrano. He deals. At the knees, strike one. Action going in the Harwich bullpen as well. Jacob Edwards has thrown 2 frames. Giving up a run on 3 hits. Pitch. Rubenstein blocks it. A sinker that fell in the dirt. Chatham scored 3 of its 5 runs in the bottom of the first. Lyle Miller Green 2-run home run, and Rock Riggio scored on a wild pitch. Harwich with 2 runners on. Regalado fires, low and outside.
Chatham's had hits in every half inning, too.
The A's with 9 total hits. The pitch. Check swing, but no swing. Jeff Merzel calls a fastball outside. 3-1 to Vetrano. A .240 hitter with 2 home runs, 3 doubles, 15 RBIs. The pitch. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. And Seidel safe at third. Wilkins stayed put on first. And Seidel took off with the pitch. Rubenstein couldn't throw as the ball landed in the dirt.
It's a risky bag to steal. With the batter in the left-handed box, all Rubenstein has to do is catch it cleanly, pop up, and throw down to third. But Rubenstein didn't do that first part.
3-2, 1 out. Chatham's catcher deals out signs to the infield with Wilkin on first. Regalado set. A long pause on the mound. Vetrano calls time. Seidel ventured far off the third base bag, then scampered back towards his original path. 3-2 count. Payoff pitch. Ground ball right side into right field, a base hit. Seidel scores. Wilkin to second. Harwich chips into Chatham's advantage in the top of the 6th. A 3-run deficit now for the Mariners.
The first baseman, number 33, Hunter Stokely.
Could be a sign of fatigue from Nick Regalado to leave that pitch over the zone. Regalado shakes his head and Jay Powell gets out of his chair. So maybe no signs of fatigue from Regalado.
The Florida Southwestern right-hander walks off the mound to the cut of the infield grass, comes back up top, hands the ball off to his pitching coach, and gets a pat on the back. Nick Regalado making possibly his final appearance. The potential to go in this 3-day Major League draft. Draft-eligible sophomore, 2 collegiate seasons under Nick Regalado's belt. And if this is to be his final Anglers appearance, it was a good one. We'll talk about Regalado's final line after this break and have a Chatham Bars Inn call to the bullpen. LeBaron Johnson Jr., the Anglers' new pitcher, will have his stats and arsenal next. Chatham a 5-2 lead, 1 out, top of the 6th.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Chatham bars in, call to the bullpen for the Anglers. Harwich has scored 2 runs in the top of the 6th, cutting the Chatham lead to 3. Alongside Joe Puccio, I'm Ian Unsworth. With 1 out and runners on first and second, LeBaron Johnson Jr., the 6'5" right-handed pitcher from Texas, into the ballgame. He's already made 3 appearances. He's got a 16.87 ERA, but that's rather inflated because Johnson, after a couple of good outings, one against Brewster, one against Wareham, had the misfortune of giving up the walk-off grand slam against Bourne.
Gosh, that night.
Oh.
It's just a bad taste in the mouth. LeBaron Johnson Jr. steps on the mound with a fastball that has so much life on it, 95 miles an hour. He partners that with a slider at 84.
First batter Johnson faces left-handed hitting Hunter Stokely. Johnson deals. A strike on the outside half. Fastball at 91. Johnson works exclusively from the stretch. Wilkin on second, Vetrano on first. A 1 count, 1 down. The pitch. High drive to deep left field. Miller Green watches it go. Off a light pole in right field. A moonshot from Hunter Stokely ties this ball game. 5-5. Harwich with 5 runs in the top of the 6th. Hunter Stokely's absolute golf swing on an 0-1 fastball tops it off.
That was gone right off the bat.
That thing was crushed.
Oh my goodness. How quickly a game can turn.
Johnson deals. The first pitch, a called strike to Kalai Harrison. That's Stokely's 2nd home run of the year. Holy cow, that thing was walloped. 0-1 pitch. A slider on the outside half, strike 2. Stokely got the barrel out in front of a fastball, pretty much right down the heart of the plate. And Lyle Miller Green took 3 steps and just said, I give up. 0-2 to Harrison. Johnson fires. Slightly low and slightly outside. Appeal down to third. Mike Rabideau says no swing.
The last at-bat LeBaron Johnson had on the mound was the grand slam. And follows that up with a 3-run home run.
1-2 to Harrison. Pitch. Slider popped over the netting. Foul. Harrison is 1 for 2 today. Walked in the 2nd. A ground out in the 5th. He's from Kailua, Hawaii. Capital of the Big Island. And home of the Ironman Triathlon. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. An uncomfortable swing on a backdoor slider. Johnson's first strikeout, the 2nd out of the top of the 6th.
He's gotten beat with his fastball the last 2 games. So he breaks out the slider for the strikeout pitch there.
Here's the first pitch, a called strike on the outside corner to Will Hammiter. That walk-off grand slam, Mac Horvath hit it at Doran Park. It was a fastball inside, and you knew it was gone right away. Same thing here. A 1 pitch in the dirt.
Johnson only has that 2-pitch mix. You expect a fastball and barrel it up, it'll fly.
Johnson throws over the top. It's not like his fastball has a lot of movement horizontally. 1-1 to Hammiter. Ground ball, first base side. Grice with a backhand stop. Heads to the bag and ends the inning. Harwich roars back in the top of the 6th. 5 runs on 4 hits. 5 straight runners reach, and Hunter Stokely caps it off with a 3-run shot off a light pole in right field. 5-5, Chatham coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th next.
Chatham A's on the air. Well, it was nearly summer. We sat on your roof. Yeah, we smoked cigarettes and we stared at the moon. And I'd showed you stars you never could see. Bet it couldn't have been that easy to forget about me. Maybe time meant nothing, anything seemed real. Yeah, you could kiss like fire when you made me feel like every word you said was meant to be. No, it couldn't have been that easy to forget about me. Maybe even the losers.
Now Chatham has some work to do. Harwich puts up 5 runs in the top of the 6th, and the Anglers, after controlling this ball game for almost all of the first half, have to get the offense going. It's not like Chatham's had a down night. 5 runs on 9 hits, 3 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the 5th, but Harwich explodes, and Nick Regalado tires at the end of his start. Regalado made it 5 1/3 before being pulled for LeBaron Johnson, but 4 of the 5 runs are on his line. They're all earned. On 4 hits, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. The first batter LeBaron Johnson faced was Hunter Stokely, and on the second pitch of the at-bat, Stokely crushed a fastball to right field. It hit off the light post behind the right field fence. A Chatham bar's in called the bullpen for Steve Englert and the Harwich Mariners. Blake Purnell, right-handed pitcher from Florida, makes his 8th appearance of the year. He's 6'3", 210. A rising sophomore, and he throws sidearm. He's made it through 9 2/3 innings in his first 7 appearances. Allowed 2 earned runs. He struck out 8 and walked 4. Purnell starts his outing at Veterans Field with the top of the Chatham order. Jake DeLeo, Lyle Miller Green, and Rock Riggio due up. Purnell working from the stretch. DeLeo in the righty box. Pitch. Ball low and inside.
This is a Florida battery. Blake Purnell with a fastball slider combination.
Wilkin in at third base. The rest of the Harwich infield back. Outfield straight up. Purnell fires. Slider outside. 2-0. DeLeo gets ahead early. Purnell replaced left-handed pitcher Jacob Edwards, who threw 2 frames. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. DeLeo out in front of a... Oh, was that 65 miles an hour on the radar gun? That has to be wrong. It was a slider on the outside corner. DeLeo was out in front, but not that out in front. 2-1 pitch. Tapped past the mound. It rolls to second. Goodwin fields, throws the first in time. A high hopper went back up the middle. Purnell got his glove on it, deflected it towards second, and Goodwin fielded, made a quick transfer, and got the ball to first in time.
Kudos to Goodwin for sticking with the play. Running to his right side first to try and get the ball at the middle, then deflecting to his left, still making the play.
A 1-4-3. Jake DeLeo out. Lyle Miller Green, right-handed hitting right fielder up. Miller Green 2 for 3 today. Purnell deals. A called strike on the inside corner. 86-mile-an-hour fastball. After back-to-back lefties to start the game for Steve Englert, this is a wildly different look. A sidearm righty. 0-1 pitch in the dirt. That time Purnell paused when lifting his leg off the ground. Funky.
Reminds me of Nestor Cortez in a way. Try and fool the batters with your delivery.
Okay, the original person to do that was Johnny Cueto. Let's pay respects here.
No shade towards Johnny Cueto whatsoever.
1-1. A called strike at the knees. They might even go farther back, but I grew up watching Johnny Cueto.
We're almost the same age.
But you're not an NL guy, and Cueto is he was a Red and a Giant.
I watch baseball. This guy's thinking I'm young.
1-2 pitch. Miller Green checks his swing. Oh, Mike Delaney calls him out. The first base umpire shows the fist and sits down Miller Green. Purnell's first strikeout of the game and 9th of the season.
Borderline call, I'd say.
Really borderline.
Eesh.
I didn't think Miller Green got the bat past his back hip.
I agree.
Here's Rock Riggio. Walked and scored in the first. Righty on lefty. Pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball low and away, and Riggio swung over the top. Coming into this game, Riggio was 10 for 29 over his last 10 games. That's a .345 average. Purnell set, 0-1. Ball, low and outside. Wilkins staying in on the grass at third. Chatham and Harwich tied at 5-5 after a 5-run top of the 6th from the Mariners. The pitch, laced to left field. It drops next to the line. It rolls to the corner. Riggio speeds into second. The ball goes out of play. Riggio now going to third. He slides in. Safe. It rolled past the Chatham bullpen and into a space down the left field line that goes all the way to Chatham's shed next to the cage. Initially, left fielder William Hamner put his hands up to indicate that the baseball was out of play. And Joe, he blocked my view. I couldn't see it. But Hamner, after putting his hands up, realizing the ball wasn't going to roll out, just picked it up and threw it in. Credit to Riggio. He was running hard all the way and got to third with a short and sweet triple, his second of the year.
The left field corner isn't enclosed, unlike the right field corner in which there is fencing that goes from the foul pole to Chatham's dugout. That's not the same on this side. On the left side, I should say.
First pitch to Ingram, tapped foul behind the plate.
It's a funky play. Never do you see a fielder put his hands up and then go for the ball. Normally you put the hands up, you're waving the white flag.
If Hamner did put his hands up and stop play, Riggio might have stayed at second. He wasn't to the bag yet. 0-1 pitch. High. Ingram takes a slider. The count's 1-1 with 2 outs. The go-ahead run on third now.
But that play won't matter unless Ingram can bring him in right here.
Oh, you got the wild pitch, the pass ball as well. That's how Riggio scored in the first.
You never know.
Chatham with 5 runs on 10 hits. Purnell set, he deals. Slider outside. 2-1 count. This is Chatham's second game with double-digit hits. This is game 32 of 44. Ingram ready. The 2-1. Hot ground ball, but foul. Down the third base line. It rolled to the left of Riggio and Randy Whistler.
Doing a lot of flipping in my scorebook right here to try and find the last time. There it is. Found it.
Brewster, the 7-2 win at home.
June 25th. Cy Nielsen got the win.
Seems like eons ago. Purnell set, he deals. Inside. Ingram triggered the back hit but didn't move the bat. Full count, 2 outs. Riggio on third. Ingram looking for just his 5th hit of the Cape League season. Payoff pitch. Line drive almost clocks Riggio, but it's foul. Rock ducked to get out of the way, and the ball landed in between Randy Whistler and the foul line. Count stays 3-2.
That's 2 Rockets down the third baseline.
Ingram with an open stance in the right-handed batter's box. Purnell comes set, left foot in front of the right. He crouches, deals. High drive to left field. It's over Hameter's head, off the wall. Riggio scores. Ingram speeds to second, slides in safely. Chatham retakes the lead on Chuck Ingram's first Cape League extra base hit. Riggio scores. It's 6-5 Chatham in the bottom of the 6th. Purnell kept going inside, and Ingram finally kept one fair.
Finally gets his first RBI. Game number 20 on the season.
Here's Johnny Castigliazzi. 2 outs. First pitch. Low and in. Almost clipped the front leg of the right-handed hitter. Ingram peering at Randy Whistler, the third base coach, in a deep crouch. Harwich infield back, a big gap on the right side. Purnell deals. A called strike. Right down the belt buckle. Chatham scored runs in 4 of the 6 innings. 3 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th. Purnell comes set. 1-1 count. Pitch. High ground ball right side. Goodwin races behind the second base spot. Throws to first just in time. Castigliazzi strands Ingram on second, but Chatham retakes the lead. A big-time double with a full count from Chuck Ingram. 6-5 Anglers through 6. Harwich up to the plate next.
Chatham A's on the air.
Sun coming up over New York City. School bus driver in a traffic jam. Staring at the faces in a rearview mirror. Looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune. One kid helps pay the rent. One could end up going to prison. One just might be president. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America, where we dream as big as we want to.
Top of the 7th at Veterans Field. A game that's been topsy-turvy, going every which way. Chatham starts in control. Harwich battles back with a 5-run top of the 6th, and the Anglers retake the lead on a Chuck Ingram RBI double off the left field wall. With Joe Puccio, I'm Ian Unsworth. LeBaron Johnson, Matt Cassetti to get it started. First pitch, below the knees. 80-mile-an-hour slider, ball 1 from the right-handed pitcher. Right-handed hitting catcher 0 for 1 with a walk. He was stranded on third in the third. Johnson fires. Fastball popped foul over the first base dugout.
LeBaron Johnson has his strikeout on the slider, his only one of the day on Harrison.
1-1 pitch in the dirt. Another slider at 81. It one-hopped its way to Rubenstein's glove.
I was munching on some gummy bears. I forgot that my microphone was muted.
That happens sometimes. Everyone gets a little hungry. 2-1. Called strike. Fastball outside. Gassetti played the first 2 years of his college ball at Florida, transferring to Alabama for next season. 2-2 pitch. Oh, it went 57 feet. Hopped far in front of the plate, and Rubenstein took it off the chest protector.
It looked like it was off of his left shoulder.
Gassetti and Johnson were originally scheduled to be in the same recruiting class. Both graduated high school in 2020, and LeBaron Johnson was originally committed to Florida, but he flipped to Texas at the last moment. He's heading into his redshirt sophomore year. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Johnson rears back, fires a fastball to sit down Gassetti. First out of the top of the 7th, a strikeout.
Gassetti and Johnson both fought in that at-bat. The catcher fouling off pitches to the opposite part of the field, and then LeBaron Johnson Jr. comes back with the heater.
Here's Ethan O'Donnell. First pitch in the dirt. O'Donnell, a left-handed hitter. Harwich is center fielder. 1 for 2 today. Johnson set. 1-0. Pitch. A heat-seeking missile to the first base dugout. Oh, it almost clipped some Mariners, who quickly jumped off the top step. O'Donnell was out in front of a slider, so far out in front that his barrel finished pointing towards the on-deck batter. Counts 1-1. Luckily, everyone's okay. The pitch. Outside. 94-mile-an-hour fastball didn't catch the black. Jack Rubenstein tells Jay Powell in the third base dugout it was slightly off the plate. 2-1. Johnson fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Right now, LeBaron Johnson's fastball is overpowering the bottom of the Harwich order.
He's putting it at different locations, too.
The righty set. 2-2 count, 1 out. Pitch. Bounces before the plate. Johnson's in the middle of a strange dichotomy between painting pitches on the outer corners and throwing stuff before the strike zone. The count's full as O'Donnell takes a deep breath. Lefty hitter, righty pitcher. Payoff. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Back-to-back swinging strikeouts. Gassetti and O'Donnell both down after waving and missing.
Johnson left that fastball over the plate, but because of the velocity in the mid-90s, it's tough for hitters to catch up to it.
About a 6 to 7 mile an hour difference between the fastball of Nick Regalado and the fastball of LeBaron Johnson. Here's Nick Goodwin, leadoff hitter. Pitch. Called strike in the outside corner. Goodwin's 1 for 3. He started off the 6th inning rally for Harwich with a triple off a diving Lyle Miller Green and right. 0-1 count. Johnson deals. Breaking ball bounces. 1-1.
I've looked at every pitch in this at-bat. It's what Marcus Brown does over at shortstop. After every pitch, he is checking on every outfielder and infielder to make sure they're in the right spots.
Johnson's set. He fires. Tipped foul to the net. Off the green pad below the net and the backstop. And catch of the day, Marcus Brown mentioned that how he improved this summer with a perfect fielding percentage was on his leadership, taking control of the defense, commanding positions as a shortstop. 1-2 count to Goodwin. Righty. Johnson deals up and in. Slider did not slide. Goodwin ducked out of the way.
If that slider doesn't slide, it's just an 87-mile-an-hour changeup.
It's a floater.
Yeah.
Johnson nods to Rubenstein, who sets up outside. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 96 on the outside corner. See you later, Nick Goodwin. LeBaron Johnson strikes out the side in the top of the 7th. Counter punching after a 3-run Hunter Stokely home run tied the ball game in the 6th. It's time for the 7th inning stretch at Veterans Field.
A 1, a 2, a 3.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back for the root for the Anglers. And you know it's a shame because it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out of the ball game.
Pearson, Jake Carrio, 7th inning.
6-5 Chatham through 6.5. Grice, Rubenstein, Brown due up after the break.
Cape Cod Baseball Network and the A's. Sports Radio play-by-play. Chatham A's on the air.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out.
There's been no time to stretch at Veterans Field today. 6-5 Chatham through 6.5. An action-packed contest between the 4th and 5th place teams in the Cape League's East Division. Tackle that on with the All-Stars being announced today and the Major League Baseball draft kicking off. Joe Puccio, we've had a lot on our hands tonight.
Yeah, it feels like we're saying press releases on the air more than our analysis of the game.
Got a whole lot to juggle. Caden Grice, one of Chatham's 5 Cape League All-Stars in the left-handed batter's box to face righty Blake Purnell in his 2nd inning of work. Gave up a run on 2 hits in the 6th. A Rock Riggio short and sweet triple and a Chuck Ingram double to the wall, scoring Chatham's 2nd baseman. First pitch, low and in, ball 1. Purnell, the righty, throws sidearm. Works exclusively from the stretch. Harwich infield back, nobody on. Outfield shifted slightly to the left. Purnell deals. A called strike at the knees. 84-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball, and Jeff Merzel put out the finger.
Caden Grice was pointing to his knees and talking to Jeff Merzel.
The count's 1-1. Purnell fires. Misses outside. 2-1 to Grice. After his 4-game hit streak ended yesterday, Caden Grice has bounced back in a big way. A single and a double. Also hit by a pitch. Reached base 3 times and 3 at-bats. 2-1. Misses. Low and outside. Caden Grice is hunting what he likes.
And when he finally gets the pitch that he likes, boy, he can drive it.
A big gap in right center and a big gap down the right field line. Purnell fires. Pop up over our heads, foul. Cam Collier just went to the Reds in the Major League Baseball draft. Collier, a 2022 Catuit Kettleer. Played in 9 games for the West Division leaders. He was projected as a top 10 pick, but I guess his stock fell a little late. Purnell fires. Grice pops it up. It's foul again. Into the yard of the home plate house.
I know you were talking about this earlier, and betting odds are betting odds, but you said that the odds were shifting to 4 or 5 different players about who was going to be the favorite at the #1 overall pick. The stocks have been fluctuating over the last couple of weeks.
There's a lot of intel that comes and goes. 3-2. Purnell fires. Inside, ball 4. Caden Grice has been on base 4 times in 4 plate appearances. The base on balls this time around, and he leads off the bottom of the 7th with a very productive start.
He's been on with 4 different ways. Hit by pitch, single, double, and a walk.
On the conversation of Cam Collier, you have to wonder how the Cape lead affected his draft stock. This a kid who skipped his senior year of high school after reclassifying, went to Chipola Junior College for a season, where he performed admirably, then came to the Cape. First pitch to Rubenstein, who squares around. It's inside. He bunted it. There's time called. Jack Rubenstein says the pitch hit him. Jeff Merzell calls time. The ball went back to the pitcher's mound. Purnell picked it up, threw to first.
It's got to be called a strike.
Jack Rubenstein shaking out his right hand. He immediately took off his batting glove. He tried to pull the bunt back at the last moment and spun out of the batter's box as the pitch came inside. The ball ricocheted off of something, we're not sure what. It went back to the mound. Purnell picked it up and threw to first. Grice is standing on second. He walks back to first.
So if the umpires say that he pulled his bat back, it would be a hit by pitch. He goes to first base. But if he left his bat over the plane and got hit, that's a strike.
The count's 0-1. Ruled a foul ball. Rubenstein none the worse. He straps his batting glove back on and settles in. Righty on righty matchup. Wilkin in on the grass at third. Grice a 3.5 step lead off of first. Rubenstein squares, bunts it to the first base side. Purnell fields it, checks second, throws to first, and gets the out. Successful sacrifice bunt from Jack Rubenstein. Caden Grice into scoring position with 1 out.
That's the new style of baseball Tom Holliday and his coaching staff has implemented on this team.
With 1 out, here's Marcus Brown. 2 for 3 today, 2 singles. Brown playing in his 31st game. He has 25 hits this season. Purnell fires. A called strike on the inside corner. Marcus Brown was the first angler to 100 plate appearances. He's now also reached 100 at-bats. Brown shows a black dip bat to the pitcher. Brings it behind his head. Lefty with a slightly open stance. Grice leads off second. 0-1 pitch. Inside, it clips Brown. Grazed him on the thigh. Marcus Brown walks to first.
No confusion over that one.
The designated hitter from Clemson, number 37, Cooper Ingalls.
Brown takes his time getting to the first base bag. Grice on second. Here comes Steve Englert. The Harwich manager takes his time as there's conversations going on down the right field line, but it doesn't look like anyone's throwing in the Harwich bullpen.
All the relievers have hoodies on.
Purnell is Harwich's 3rd pitcher in the ballgame. Jonathan Santucci, lefty from Duke, got the start. Went 3 innings, gave up 4 earned runs on 6 hits and 3 walks. Santucci threw 79 pitches in 3 frames. Jacob Edwards relieved Chatham starter, another lefty. Edwards in 2 innings gave up a run on 3 hits. Purnell stays in the ball game. And Navy jerseys appear down the right field line. A righty up and throwing. Purnell toes the rubber. Peers in to get the sign from Gassetti. Cooper Ingle up. Men on first and second, one out. Purnell checks Grice twice, deals. Spinner, foul. Ingle popped up an 86-mile-an-hour fastball that got in on his hands.
Doesn't have to do much with this baseball.
With one out, a Harwich double play ends the frame. Harrison holds Grice on second. Right side of the infield placed back. Marcus Brown on first. Purnell fires. A called strike on the outside corner. That's a tough one. Ingle down in the count, 0-2.
Lots of borderline calls, but nothing that's really favored one side over the other.
Chatham with a 6-5 lead over Harwich in the bottom of the seventh at Veterans Field. 0-2 count to Cooper Ingle. One out. Purnell set. Checks the runner. Deals. Fly ball left field. It spins foul. Ingle doubled in the second. Was coming home on a Jake DeLeo single, but got caught in a pickle.
That was more on Randy Whistler than it was on Cooper Ingle.
Ingle was tagged out between home and third. He's down in the count, 0-2. Pitch. Ground ball up the middle, past a diving Harrison into center field. Grice gets the wave. Throw in from O'Donnell. Wide right. Grice scores. RBI single from Cooper Ingle. Brings in his Clemson teammate, Caden Grice. Chatham takes a 2-run advantage in the bottom of the seventh.
Timely, nitty-gritty hits. That A and B swing difference that you talked about yesterday, Ian. That has been the difference in today's game.
Ingle chopped the grounder up the middle. Harrison dove to his glove hand side, couldn't touch it. First pitch to Jake DeLeo. Inside. Ball one. Chatham's center fielder lifted his elbows out of the way. The Anglers now with 7 runs on 12 hits. DeLeo's got 1 already. The pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. DeLeo taps both sides of the plate as Purnell peers into Gassetti. Brown on second, Ingle on first. Purnell set the pitch. Low and away.
DeLeo comes into this game with 12 RBIs. Team leader in that category. Rightfully earned that starting position in the All-Star game.
He's Chatham's best qualified hitter for average. Purnell fires. Outside. This time Blake Purnell threw from a slightly higher arm slot, a low 3/4 delivery. Still couldn't find the zone.
And on a right-handed hitter, it has to be difficult to see the ball out of his hand.
DeLeo's up in the count, 3-1. 2 runners on for the A's. Pitch. Clocked. Fly ball to center field. O'Donnell ranges back, makes the catch on the back pedal. Brown tags up from second. He goes to third. Ingle back to first. Jake DeLeo put a charge into center field, but after a late jump, Ethan O'Donnell recovered and made the catch running towards the center field fence.
Was reminiscent of the drop he had in which O'Donnell ran in on first motion, then went back. Good heads-up base running from Marcus Brown to get the original lead. Then, when he saw that the out was made, go back to second, tap on the bag, and go to third. If that ball lands, Marcus Brown's halfway down that baseline. He can score.
Pinch hitter for Chatham, Guy Garibay Jr. Left-handed bat comes in for Lyle Miller Green, a righty. Miller Green 2 for 4. Purnell set. He deals. Low and away. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Brown on third. He tagged up on DeLeo's fly ball to center. And Engel on first. Garibay 14 for 66 this season. Purnell fires home. A called strike at the knees. Garibay is 1 for 5 against Mariners pitching this year. His one hit, a solo home run. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Garibay behind on an 86-mile-an-hour fastball, high and outside. Marcus Brown is constantly scrambling up and down the third baseline. Right now, right-handed pitcher Blake Purnell is locked in on Matt Gassetti's signs. He comes set, hinged at the hip. He deals. Runner goes. Gassetti comes up, won't throw. Engel waiting between first and second, now goes to the second base bag. Pitch was a ball outside. Engel wanted to get in a rundown. He was staring at Matt Gassetti in between first and second base, but the Harwich catcher refused to throw the ball. Marcus Brown goes back to third.
I don't think I've ever seen that from a base runner stealing second. Just dancing in the baseline.
2-2 count, 2 outs. 2 in scoring position for the A's. Pitch. Line drive to right center field. A dive, no catch. It rolls all the way to the wall. Brown scores. Engel scores. Garibay to second. A pinch hit, 2 RBI double for Guy Garibay. It's 9-5 Chatham in the bottom of the 7th. Garibay now 2 doubles in 2 days, 5 RBIs attached.
What has gotten into this team?
Garibay smoked it to right center. Tommy Seidel had a beat on it, but dove and missed the baseball by 6 inches.
And that half a foot makes a difference.
Brown scores after being hit by a pitch. Engel scores after his single. Guy Garibay with a pinch hit, 2 RBI double. And this time, Steve Englert is pulling Blake Purnell from the ball game. The Harwich manager walks back to first base with his head down. Abbott Chatham bars in, call to the bullpen in the bottom of the 7th. The A's with a 9-5 lead, 3 runs in the frame. Information on the new pitcher after the break.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go. That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Now, baby, listen, baby, don't you treat me this away, 'cause I'll be back on my feet someday. Don't care if you do, 'cause it's understood.
guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
Chatham kicks Blake Purnell out of the game. A 3-run bottom of the 7th for the A's forces a Chatham Bars in call to the bullpen from the Harwich Mariners. Steve Englert brings in Hunter Hodges, a right-handed pitcher from TCU, 6'3", 215, a 174 ERA in 8 games. 17 strikeouts to just 7 walks. He's pitched once against Chatham already. Hodges' first foe is Rock Riggio. Garibay on second after his 2 RBI double. A fog rolls in from Oyster Pond. First pitch, high and outside, ball 1. Hodges working from the stretch, throwing over the top.
He's a curveball pitcher. Throws it over half the time in the low 80s. He has a fastball in the low 90s.
A bright blue glove on his left hand, set at the belt. 1-0 pitch. In the dirt, Gassetti blocks it. 2-0. 90-mile-an-hour fastball off the catcher's left knee pad. Wilkins even with the baseline at third. Right side of the infield back. Outfield straight up. A lot of space and left. 2-0 pitch. Check swing. Ball went in the dirt. There's an appeal to the third base umpire. Mike Rabideau says Riggio went around. Both the hitter and catcher pointed at Mike Rabideau. He was under the gun.
Well, Chatham's dugout has a lot of jeers over towards the third base umpire, probably for that reason.
Hodges comes set with Garibay on second. 2-1. Big swing and miss. Riggio finished his cut facing down the first base line. That's the curveball.
On a knee.
Hodges struck out 3 Chatham hitters in his 1 inning of work. Walked 1. Only faced 4. 2-2 pitch. In the dirt. It gets by Gassetti. Garibay to third. Count full. Rock Riggio is the 7th Chatham batter to come to the plate in this half inning. Caden Grice led it off with a walk. He advanced to second on a Jack Rubenstein sac bunt. Marcus Brown was hit by a pitch, and then Cooper Ingle drove in Grice with a single. Hodges comes set. He deals. Pop fly right field. Shallow. Seidel ranges in. He makes the catch. 3 steps from the right field foul line. Garibay stranded on third after his 2 RBI double, but it puts Chatham well in front once again. The A's extend the lead to 9-5. Harwich tied the game with a 5-run top of the 6th. Chatham took it back with 1 run in the bottom half of the inning, and then after the 7th inning stretch, the Anglers' offense got back on track. 3 runs on 2 hits. A 2 RBI double from Guy Garibay makes it 9-5 Chatham. LeBaron Johnson's back on the bump to face 2-3-4 on the Harwich order next.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on TRC. I spent 20 years trying to get out of this place. I was looking for something I couldn't replace. I was running away from the only thing I've ever known. Like a blind dog without a bone, I was a gypsy lost in the twilight zone. I hijacked the rainbow and crashed into a pot of gold. I've been there, done that, I ain't looking back. The seeds I've sown, saving times, spending too much.
Under the fog at Veterans Field. Chatham has a 9-5 lead in the top of the 8th inning. With Ian Unsworth, I'm Joe Puccio. LeBaron Johnson back on the bump for the A's. The righty faces Tommy Seidel. First pitch, squares around a bunt, called strike anyways. 0-1. The righty Seidel pulled his bat back at the last second. LeBaron Johnson came in the 6th inning. Gave up a home run in his first at-bat, a 3-run shot to Hunter Stokely. Since then, no hits. 0-1. Curveball drops in the zone, strike 2.
No hits and 4 strikeouts.
He struck out the side in the 7th. 1 strike away from his 4th consecutive punch-out. Johnson peers in for the sign. He shakes off a few signals. Now comes set and fires home. Fastball skips all the way to the backstop. 1-2. Fastball sitting in the low 90s, around 92 miles an hour, according to the left center field scoreboard. That same scoreboard reads 5 runs on 5 hits for Harwich and 9 runs on 13 hits for Chatham.
Season high.
Johnson comes set. Time is called before the pitch. Johnson lobs it in. The scoreboard says 43 miles an hour.
So what's that, an ephus?
Must be. 50-mile-an-hour difference between that and his fastball. So the count stays at 1-2. Tommy Seidel back in the right-handed batter's box. Takes 2 practice cuts. Johnson with a deep breath. He kicks, deals. Popped up to the right side. Grice running in foul ground. He meets the fence and the ball goes out of play. A gaggle of children chase after the baseball. Riggio, Grice, and Guy Garibay, the new right fielder in the game, run back to their respective positions.
Just like the last home game against YD, this fog is coming in quickly.
It's not necessarily low. It's just below the lights. But that game against YD, it was impacting the vision of the outfielders.
We could barely see out to right.
Here's Johnson's 1-2. Popped foul out of play over Harwich's dugout. We can see. That's a good thing for our radio listeners. Won't have to worry about any guessing up here in the press box. Infield, outfield straight away. Seidel with a single in his last at bat. He's down 1-2 in the count. Nobody on, nobody out. Pitch. Skips low off of home plate. 2-2. Seidel's 1 for 3 today. He cleans off his black-barreled bat. Takes 2 pats of home plate. His toes are on the inner chalk. Johnson, left side of the rubber. He fires. Curveball. Did he go? No swing from first base umpire Mark Delaney. It was the right call. His bat didn't break the plane, as much as the anglers in the dugout disagree. The count runs full at 3-2. Johnson glances into Rubenstein. He gets the sign. Hands at the chest. Deep breath. He goes home. High drive. Deep center field. DeLeo runs back. He looks up. It's gone! A solo shot for Tommy Seidel. Harwich creeps into Chatham's lead. Still 9-6 Anglers, top of the 8th.
Third baseman, number 25, Brock Wilkins.
There seems to be a recurring theme. When the fastball gets left over the heart of the plate, anyone is hitting it hard and putting it over the fence.
That's now 3 bombs on LeBaron Johnson Jr.'s fastball in his last 2 outings. First pitch to Brock Wilkin. Hits him. Uh-oh, things starting to get away from Johnson. Gives up a leadoff home run, and the second batter in this half inning takes a curveball to his left shoulder.
Double barrel action in the Chatham bullpen. Looks like Carlos Ray and Brian Holliday are both getting warm.
And with that, Chatham's interim pitching coach makes a signal. He flicks his right hand in the air. It's a teal glove, which means only one thing. Brian Holliday's coming out of the bullpen. He hops over the foul line and gets to the infield dirt. LeBaron Johnson Jr. given a round of applause. He walks back to Chatham's dugout. So not the top of the 8th inning that Chatham was hoping for. Runner on first, nobody out. A solo shot from Tommy Seidel. 9-6 Anglers. Pitching change after this.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod. Did you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so. Now do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes. Man, I dig those rhythmic blues. I was a lonely teenage bronc and buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck. But I knew I was out of luck the day the music died. I started singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Now for 10 years we've been on our own, and moss grows fat on a rolling stone. But that's not how it used to be. When the jester sang for the king and queen in a coat he borrowed from James Dean, and a voice that came from you and me. Oh, and while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown. The courtroom was adjourned.
Runner on first and nobody out in the top of the 8th inning. Harwich with a solo shot to start the half inning creeps into Chatham's lead. It's 9-6 A's. Chatham bars in, called to the bullpen. LeBaron Johnson's night is done. Brian Hollidday, the righty, gets set on the bump. Hands at the belt, he kicks and fires. First pitch fastball over the heart, strike one. Hollidday in 10 1/3 has an ERA of 3.48. His 10th appearance of the season. Runner on first, Wilkin. Here's the pitch. Cut out and missed. The lefty Vetrano fans on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. 0-2.
Hollidday pure fastball, curveball. In the past couple of outings, location has been the problem.
Hollidday goes home. Drops the curveball in the zone for strike three. Vetrano just watches it go by. 3 pitches, 1 strikeout for Brian Hollidday. Out 1 here in the top of the 8th.
That's a big at-bat to settle Hollidday down and help him get comfortable.
Hasn't been comfortable in his last 2 appearances. He gets set to face the lefty Hunter Stokely. 3-run home run in his last at-bat. First pitch. Fastball. Just misses outside. 1-0. Brian Hollidday on the 6th against Brewster didn't record an out. Gave up 2 hits and an earned run. It was a blown save. He comes set for the 1-0 delivery. Fastball. Catches the inside corner, 1-1. His most recent appearance on the 8th in Brewster. Pitched an inning, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 2 walks. 1-1 pitch. Fastball dots the outside corner. 1-2. Hunter Stokely disagrees.
Holliday threw a changeup, 82 at the knees, came back with the fastball, same spot, but 10 miles an hour faster. Whew, Joe, got tongue-tied there.
It's been going on for a while. Almost a 3-hour mark. Here's Holliday's 1-2. Curveball, check swing. Did he go? No, he didn't. Oh, how could you say that? The umpire at second base is Mike Rabideau. How is that his call? Stokely has another life. Counts at 2-2 with one away.
Jeff Merzel's going to give the Chatham dugout a warning.
He calls time and looks over to Tom Holliday. Chatham supporters feeling the same sentiment as the dugout. Holliday steps off the rubber. From our vantage point, he clearly broke the plane. Holliday's 2-2. Fastball line into left center field, down for a base hit and more. Wilkin rounds second, he's going to third. He gets halted at the bag. A double for Stokely. 2 runners in scoring position. And that non-strikeout call proves pivotal.
Yep, that kind of thing has been coming back to get Chatham in the past week.
Second hit of the game for Hunter Stokely. 2 for 4 with 2 extra base hits.
And it was a good pitch to hit. Fastball belt high on the outer half of the plate. Tom Holliday just told Jeff Merzel to say, tell him what you're doing, wind up for strikes.
So Holliday is working from the full windup. He steps off the bump to get new signs.
So the windup tell comes from the Bourne game.
First pitch. Fastball, or rather the changeup misses inside, 1-0. Holliday declares that he's going out of the windup. New rule in college baseball that gave Chatham a loss last time out. 1-0 pitch is a fastball, swung on and missed. Kalai Harrison in the left-handed batter's box has a 1-1 count with runners on second and third. Stokely's at second, Wilkins on at third. Righty on lefty battle. Holliday kicks his leg and deals. Fastball called strike on the outside corner. 1-2. Infield, outfield straight away. No gusts of wind in center field, but the American flag in front of the fire department is blowing towards the right field corner. Holliday's 1-2. Curveball, cut on and missed. Strike 3. Holliday brings out the bender. Second strikeout for Harrison today. And the second strikeout for Holliday on the bump. 2 gone.
A big-time pitch stayed outside the whole way. Harrison swung with his hands, didn't get his body involved.
William Hamiter hitless today. Righty on lefty battle. First pitch. Changeup misses low. Rubenstein blocks it. 1-0. Hunter Stokely stands on second base. His double moved Wilkin to third, but that was after a check swing was a no call. 1-0. Foul out of play down the third base line. 1-1. If that out is called, this inning's over. But Harwich with a chance to threaten. Hamiter the tying run. 1-1. Curveball misses high. 2-1.
Rubenstein tried to bring it down with the frame. Caught it high and then dropped to his knees, bringing the glove with him.
2-1 count. Holliday deals. Fastball lined into right field. Garibay runs in, makes a diving catch. Saves 2 runs from scoring. That ends the 8th. Garibay gets a round of applause from the Chatham supporters. He hustles into Chatham's dugout with a smile on his face. Harwich gets a run, but only one. A solo shot from Tommy Seidel. A run on 2 hits. No errors and 2 runners left on base. Chatham with a 9-6 lead through 7 1/2. Bottom of the 8th coming up next on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Bottom of the 8th at Veterans Field. First pitch from Hodges. Fastball misses inside for ball 1. Chatham has a 9-6 lead. They bring Chuck Ingram to the dish. 1-0. Fastball misses low and in. 2-0. Hodges was brought in the last half inning. He faced one batter, Rockriggio, and he flied out to right field. So this is the first righty he faces. 2-0. Goes all the way to the backstop. 3-0 to Ingram. The Wichita State outfielder picked up his first RBI of the Cape League season. This is his 20th game. 3-0. Fastball misses high and inside. Ball 4. And Ingram threw the bat over his head back to Chatham's dugout. What was that?
Now batting for the Anglers, the third baseman from UNC, number 32.
I don't know, but if Chuck Ingram can get on base 3 times a game, he can do whatever he wants.
Pinch runner for Chuck Ingram, so he has to follow his bat back to the dugout. Matt Hogan's the pinch runner for Ingram.
Would assume this means Hogan's taking over in left as well, or Garibay goes to left and Hogan stays to right.
He gets 3 strides off of first. First pitch to Castagnazzi. Curveball dances in the zone for strike 1. Matt Hogan stands on first base. He has 7 stolen bases on the season. 0-1. Another curveball, another called strike. 0-2 to Castagnazzi. He has 2 strikeouts today, but a single in the first. 1 for 4. Righty on righty matchup. Hogan off of first base. Hodges comes set, hands at the belt. Lifts his leg, fires. Curveball just misses outside. Castagnazzi started to swing, but just moved his hands ever so slightly. 1-2.
Tom Holliday tells him to stay on the ball.
Infield and double play depth. Hodges gets the sign, left side of the rubber. He goes home. Curveball misses outside. 2-2.
We don't usually see Chatham's manager get up from his chair next to the third base dugout, but he's leaning against a protective screen where the bat boys usually sit. He's talking to his players. He's engaged.
He's locked into Johnny Castagnazzi at the plate. 2-2. Check swing. Ball in the dirt. Throw over to first. Hogan safe. They call it a strikeout swinging on Castagnazzi. He argues with the home plate umpire, holds his bat by the barrel, walks back to Chatham's dugout for as out number 1. Hogan still at first.
Castagnazzi just flipped his bat towards the bat rack. not happy with that final call.
So Castanyazzi strikes out swinging on a check swing. Hunter Stokely in the last half inning did the same thing, but home plate umpire Jeff Merzell pointed to Mike Rabideau, the third base umpire. He said no swing. Stokely came back and hit a double the next pitch.
Also, let's not forget, Matt Hogan was almost a dead duck off of first base. He took 2 steps towards second and dove back late. Luckily, his hand got in right before the tag.
First pitch to the lefty Grice. Changeup misses outside, 1-0. How many times has Hogan been gunned out at third base? I think
3.
It's been 3 times, yeah.
Cannot run into an out right now.
That's 3 times all season. Hodges looks towards home. He kicks his leg and deals. Fastball misses away, 2-0. Those middle away pitches, Caden Grice's forte. The middle inside pitches are the ones that Tom Holliday wants Grice to barrel up. 2-0. Curveball drops right in for strike 1.
2-0 is a fastball count. Grice didn't see a fastball, didn't swing. Simple as that.
Hogan 2 strides off of first. Hodges fidgets with the baseball in his glove. He pitches. Runner goes. Cut on and missed. No throw down to second. Gussetti bobbled the baseball on the transfer. Matt Hogan goes to second with his 8th stolen base of the season. That's the team lead.
Hogan got a great jump, and now with 1 out, a lot is in play.
Hogan on second, 1 out. Chatham with a 9-6 lead. 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside. The count's full.
There's a massive gap in right center field. O'Donnell's been playing shaded towards left center all day.
Hodges looks towards second. He goes home. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Grice kicks the handle of his bat. Head down, struts back to Chatham's dugout. He's out number 2. Second strikeout for Hodges in this half inning.
Only Chatham's 8th as a team.
Two gone and a runner on first. Jack Rubenstein, who struck out in the first inning, he gets ready to go. Righty on righty battle. First pitch. Fastball right over the plate. Strike 1. 89 miles an hour from Hodges. He's stepping on the left side of the rubber. Comes set. He deals. Caught on and missed. The ball gets away. Hogan rounds third, almost slips, stepping on the bag. Gussetti picks up the baseball by Chatham's on-deck circle. So Rubenstein swung through it. The pitch missed in the dirt, got away from Gussetti. 0-2 count. Hogan stands on third.
I was worried he was going to end up off of the third base bag on his backside. He was watching the ball go towards the Chatham dugout. Still made contact with the base, but with his full focus not on where he was touching the bag, didn't make clean contact.
Meeting at the mound with Mac Gussetti and Hunter Hodges. Harwich's battery goes back to their respective spots. Gussetti grabs some dirt from behind home plate, puts it in his hand. Hodges hands at the chest, fidgets with the ball. He deals. Fastball skips in front of home plate. Gussetti blocks it. Now a 1-2 count on Chatham's catcher. Rubenstein with a strikeout swinging. 2 sacrifice hits. 1-2. Curveball misses outside. 2-2. Sac fly in the third brought home Chuck Ingram. Matt Hogan's the pinch runner for Ingram, currently on third base. 2-2 count. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Rubenstein over the changeup. Hodges strikes out the side. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. The lone runner was Matt Hogan. Chuck Ingram walked. Hogan came on as a pinch runner, left at third. 3 outs away. Chatham is from 9-6 win at home.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour. That's when my love comes tumbling down. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour when there's no one else around. I'm gonna take you, girl, and hold you and do all the things I told you in the midnight hour. Yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. One more thing I just wanna say right here. I'm gonna wait till the stars come out and see that twinkle in your eyes. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour. That's when my love begins to shine. You're the only girl I know that really loves me so in the midnight hour. Oh yeah, in the midnight hour.
Top of the 9th inning at Veterans Field. Chatham has a 9-6 lead. 3 outs away from back-to-back wins. Something that hasn't been accomplished since June 19th. The doubleheader sweep over Wareham. With Ian Unsworth, I'm Joe Puccio. Tasked with keeping the game alive, Mac Gussetti, the 8-hole hitter for the Mariners. He's 0 for 2 with a walk in the 3rd. Brian Holliday in for Chatham. Save situation. First pitch. Fastball misses high, ball 1. Holliday came in for LeBaron Johnson Jr. the last half inning. Johnson gave up a home run and a hit by pitch. 1-0. Swing and a miss.
Whoa.
Gussetti with a healthy hack at the fastball, 1-1.
Down to a knee.
Holliday came in, punched out Vetrano, gave up a double to Stokely, struck out Harrison, and Haminer flied out to right. That ended the frame. 1-1 pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner. 1-2. Holliday with just 1 save on the season. He kicks his leg, deals. Curveball bounces in the dirt. Rubenstein blocks it in the left-handed batter's box. The righty Gussetti readjusts his batting gloves. Infield, outfield straight away. Holliday's 2-2. High drive, deep right center field. DeLeo in right center. He dropped it. Oh, he almost collided with Garibay. The ball fell out of the center fielder's glove. Mac Gussetti is on first base. A high fly ball into right center field. DeLeo and Garibay converged. Scored an error on Jake DeLeo.
100% an error. Don't know if it hit him in the palm or if he looked at Guy Garibay at the last second, but either way, a ball that DeLeo had in his clutches.
Lefty Ethan O'Donnell gets ready to go. First pitch. Fastball misses just inside, 1-0. Well, Chatham still has a 9-6 lead, so Gussetti on first and O'Donnell at home doesn't mean anything. 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses outside, 2-0. Two-0 count to O'Donnell. Gussetti with a stride and a half off of first. Holliday's 2-0. Fastball misses high and away. 3-0. The lefty Carlos Ray warms up in Chatham's bullpen. Holliday's in a 3-0 count. Pitch. Fastball. Misses high. Ball 4. After Jake DeLeo's error in center field, Brian Holliday issues a 4-pitch walk. Runners on first and second brings up the tying run, Nick Goodwin. Here comes Chatham's interim pitching coach, Jay Powell.
There are 3 righties at the top of Harwich's order, then 2 lefties. I don't know how much rope Brian Holliday has, because Chatham's left pitchers in for extended periods of time before and gotten burned.
The game against Bourne, the most recent example. Chatham had new arm Owen Stevenson record the first out of the 9th inning, then was taken out for Carlos Ray. The lefty didn't get an out, walked 3 batters, gave up 2 runs. And LeBaron Johnson Jr. gave up the walk-off grand slam, 3 earned runs on his line. The chess game starts now. Nick Goodwin is Harwich's leadoff hitter. He has runners on first and second with nobody out. M's trail 9-6. First pitch. Fastball misses inside. Goodwin dances out of the way.
Randy Whistler shifted Guy Garibay towards the right field line because Goodwin hit a triple that way in the 6th.
Gussetti on second, O'Donnell at first. Holliday looks towards second. He fires home. Fastball, called strike. First one in 5 pitches, 1-1. Holliday now up to 30 in total. Rubenstein gives Holliday the signs. Pitch. Curveball, bounces in the dirt. Rubenstein blocks it in his chest. No swing from the first base umpire, Mark Delaney, on a late appeal.
And after every ball in the dirt, every check swing, the Chatham dugout is yelling, check, 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 to make home plate umpire Jeff Merzell appeal.
He did on that time. Delaney said, no, sir. 2-1 count, nobody out. Holliday with 2 looks to second, lifts his leg and deals. Fouled back to the screen. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-2.
Goodwin was late. Didn't move his legs, swung with only his arms.
Goodwin stands back into the right-handed batter's box, tips his helmet towards Holliday on the mound. The righty on the bump, comes set. He fires. Ground ball to third. Castagnazzi steps on the bag, throws over to first. Runner safe. Johnny Castagnazzi fielded the ball. He stepped on third himself to retire Mac Gussetti for out number 1. Threw it over to first. Caden Grice picked it out of the dirt, but Nick Goodwin beat the throw. So runners on first and second with 1 out.
That was a really good pick from Caden Grice. It was glove side. He caught it palm towards the sky, and Guy Garibay wasn't there on the backup. If that ball got past Grice, at least 1 run was scoring.
Tommy Seidel swings from the right side of the plate. Had a solo home run in his last at-bat. Holliday's first pitch. Curveball, dribbled foul behind Rubenstein. 0-1. A home run from Seidel would not just be the second one of the game from the Alabama right fielder, but it would tie the game. Harwich trails 9-6. O'Donnell at second, Goodwin at first. Holliday comes set. He goes home. Curveball kisses the dirt. Rubenstein makes a play. The count goes to 1-1.
Chatham's catcher smothered that baseball. Kept his chest down, knees together, knocked the baseball right back to the dirt.
Rubenstein gets back in his crouch. Gives Holliday the sign. The right-hander lifts his leg and deals. Ground ball to Castanyazzi. Makes a diving stop. Throws over to first. The ball gets away from Grice. O'Donnell comes home to score. Runners advance. Harwich plates 1. Ethan O'Donnell comes home to score. So it's a hit for Tommy Seidel. The throwing error from Johnny Castanyazzi brings home Ethan O'Donnell. It's now 9-7 Chatham with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 gone. The tying run at 2nd. First pitch to Wilkin. Curveball misses low. Rubenstein eats it in his chest. Righty on righty battle. Holliday moves to the full windup. His pitch. Fastball misses high. 2-0. A game full of offense. 9 runs on 8 hits. Chatham with 9 runs on 14 hits. Holliday kicks and fires. Fastball dots the upper corner. 2-1. Brock Wilkin has struck out, walked twice, and was hit by a pitch. Bat above his right shoulder. Holliday's 2-1. Curveball, line base hit in the left field. 1 runner scores. Hogan comes up throwing. Only 1 runner comes home to score. Runners on 1st and 3rd. An RBI single from Brock Wilkin. The tying run's 90 feet away. 9-8 Anglers.
You got to get Brian Holliday out of the ball game. Have to get him out of the ball game.
Tom Holliday looks towards his bullpen. Jack Rubenstein looks towards Tom Holliday.
Johnny Castanazzi's made 2 pretty solid plays to stop the baseball, but these last 3 balls have been smoked on pull side.
Tommy Seidel's at 3rd. He's the tying run. Brock Wilkins at 1st. The lefty Joe Vetrano with a chance to tie the game. A double play would end the game. Chatham's middle infield, the double play depth. First pitch to the lefty. Fastball over the plate, strike 1. The 9th hit of the game for Harwich. A single from Brock Wilkin, an RBI single at that. He stands on 1st. Seidel at 3rd. Righty on lefty matchup. Pitch. Foul. Right over Chatham's dugout. Counts at 0-2. Chatham with a win over the East Division leaders yesterday. 2 outs away from back-to-back. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Holliday doesn't play around. Brings out the fastball. Punches out Vetrano for out number 2.
I would not play with Hunter Stokely either. Double to the left center gap in his last at-bat. 3-run home run off the light pole 2 at-bats ago.
1st and 3rd, 2 outs. Chatham with a 1-run lead. First pitch. Just misses outside.
Change up.
1-0 to Stokely. 2 for 4 today. 3-run home run and a double. Holliday comes set, lifts his leg and fires. Another changeup and it missed outside. 2-0. Seidel on 3rd, Wilkin at 1st. Seidel the tying run.
Not the worst thing to walk Stokely.
Holliday hands at the belt. He deals. Fastball misses outside, 3-0.
They should just put him on. Kalai Harrison on deck is 0 for 3. Struck out in his last 2 at-bats, including one against Holliday in the 8th.
And they put him on first. An intentional walk for Hunter Stokely. The bases are loaded for Kalai Harrison, a middle infielder from Texas A&M. In the preseason, he was supposed to join the A's. Pinch runner going out to second base. Cole Harding replaces Brock Wilkin. Harding would be the go-ahead run. Bases loaded. First pitch to Harrison. Fastball, called strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Harrison, a left-handed hitter. Holliday from the full windup. He deals. Fouled back to the screen. 0-2 count. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Chatham with a 9-8 lead. Holliday already set on the mound. His hands are at his face. Harrison stands in. Holliday kicks, fires. Ball skips in the dirt, goes down the first baseline. Rubenstein gets to it. Runners stay. 1-2 count. Curveball, a strikeout pitch. Doesn't go Holliday's way.
That was a huge block from Rubenstein. The ball made it about 58 feet, and he was right on it. Rubenstein hopped to it, stuck the chest protector out, and stopped the baseball.
Holliday stands back on the rubber. His right foot on the left side. Holliday lifts his leg, deals. Curveball, misses inside. 2-2. Rubenstein points towards Holliday and nods his head. Harrison back in. Holliday, a deep breath. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 runs in the 9th inning isn't enough. Chatham wins 9-8 at Veterans Field. Back-to-back wins for the first time since June 19th. Harwich leaves the bases loaded to end the game. An electrifying day of baseball. Harwich with 8 runs on 9 hits and an error in the field. The A's with 9 runs on 14 hits. 2 errors defensively. Everyone take a deep breath. Chatham's back in the win column. Win number 8 on the season. We'll break it all down on the Anglers Extra postgame show coming up after this quick break. Chatham celebrates on the mound. They take down Harwich and gain 2 points in the standings. 23 in total, now just 4 points away from tying the last spot in the playoff picture.
Joe, you're going to have a lot of highlights to handle.
Yeah, this will be fun. The Anglers Extra postgame show starts after this on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on TRC. When the lights go down in the city,
Have you caught your breath yet? Chatham wins 9-8 in thrilling fashion. A save from Brian Holliday, an appearance in which he gave up 2 runs in the top of the 9th inning, but it wasn't enough. Chatham takes down Harwich 9-8, the final score. Chatham improves to 8-17-7 on the season. Harwich falls to 11-16-5. Chatham gains 2 points in the standings and now trails the Mariners by 4 points. I'm Joe Puccio here on the Anglers Extra Post Game Show. Ian Unsworth is fieldside. He'll have an interview coming up just shortly. Looking at the totals for today, Harwich with 8 runs on 9 hits and an error. He left 7 men on base. Chatham with 9 runs on 14 hits, 2 errors, and 10 men left stranded. It's time for the Anglers Extra Post-Game interview with Ian Unsworth. Ian, take it away.
Joe down on the field after a big-time win for the A's. 9-8 over Harwich. Chatham continues to push back into that playoff picture. Ian Unsworth joined fieldside by Guy Garibay. Guy, what a win.
Yeah, it was good. We needed it. TH has just been pushing us every day to get better, and it was a close one tonight, but we came through, and that's all that matters.
What were you feeling in the top of the 9th?
Top of the 9th, it was gritty, but we came out with the dub, that's what we needed.
You came in for Lyle Miller Green, and you had a pinch hit 2 RBI double. What'd you see in that at bat?
I saw fastballs. He was working me away, and he finally came in. I just squared it up to right center, and we got 2 runs out of it. It was big time. But overall, I think the pitching staff did really well today. Those guys could hit. But that at bat, I was just trying to hit the ball hard, get those runs in.
And you outfielders have developed a flair for the dramatic. You made a diving catch and right that saved the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was hit or miss. I mean, I had to risk it. If it got by me, it would have been bad, but luckily I came out with it and saved 2 runs for it.
And you guys got an off day tomorrow. What's the feeling after the game?
Oh, we get to rest tomorrow. Tomorrow's no doubt a rest day. Been busy. We played, 5 games in a row, 6 games in a row. It's going to be good to take tomorrow off for sure.
Chatham back at it Tuesday against Brewster, but tonight, Guy Garibay and the A's get to celebrate a win. Thanks for the time, Guy.
No problem.
A 9-8 victory for Chatham at home. We'll send it back to Joe Puccio to wrap up the Anglers Extra Post Game Show.
Chatham deserves a day off following that 9-8 thrilling victory here at home. And let's listen to how it happened. We have a ton of highlights to go through, but we're only going to look at a few of them, the turning points in today's game. Top of the first inning, Harwich goes down 1-2-3. We start things off in the bottom of the first. Jake DeLeo gets on with a walk, and Lyle Miller Green steps up. This looks like some of the media people have gone over to Tom Holliday to give him the news. 3-1. High drive to right field. Seidel over at the wall. He looks up. It's gone! Lyle Miller Green sneaks one inside the right field foul pole. A 2-run blast gives Chatham the early lead. 2-0 A's in the bottom of the first. So right before that pitch, we were notified that Jackson Holliday, the grandson of Tom Holliday, was the first overall pick in the draft. So Chatham players were over to Tom Holliday to congratulate him on his grandson and what the future holds for his family. And Lyle Miller Green, one of his players at Oklahoma State, hits a home run on the very next pitch. Let's move forward in this game. So Chatham ended up getting 3 runs in that half inning. They'd have a 4-1 lead through 3 full. 4th inning, 1-2-3. Same thing with Chatham, a very routine inning. But we get to the 6th inning, and this is when things start to get out of control. Nick Regalado, starting off his 6th inning of work, a ground out to Ethan O'Donnell starts things off. Then Nick Goodwin comes up to the plate. He gets a triple, a short and sweet triple, that is. Tommy Seidel gets on with a single. Brock Wilkin walks. Joe Vitrano gets a single. Then Chatham decides, hey, let's just move on. Let's get to our bullpen here. LeBaron Johnson Jr., his first batter he faces, Hunter Stokely.
3-2 count. Payoff pitch. Ground ball right side into right field, a base hit. Wilkin on second, Vitrano on first. A 1 count, 1 down. The pitch. High drive to deep left field. Miller Green watches it go. Off a light pole in right field. A moonshot from Hunter Stokely ties this ball game.
That's right. It was 5-0 going into that frame, and then Harwich puts up 5 runs in that half inning alone. You thought to yourself, same old story, right? Chatham's not going to be able to get it done. Well, Chatham got a few runs after that. 1 run in the 6th inning in the bottom half gave Chatham the lead. Then in the 7th inning, in the top frame, Harwich didn't do anything. But then we fast forward. Guy Garibay, pinch hitter for Lyle Miller Green, the same player who hit a home run. Yes, he was pinch hit for, and Guy Garibay made no mistake.
2 in scoring position for the A's. Pitch. Line drive to right center field. A dive, no catch. It rolls all the way to the wall. Brown scores. Ingle scores. Garibay to second. A pinch hit, 2 RBI double for Guy Garibay. It's 9-5 Chatham in the bottom of the 7th.
Guy Garibay with that pinch hit double gave Chatham 9 runs on the day. In the top of the 8th inning, Tommy Seidel hit a home run to make it 9-6, and that's what brings us to the 9th inning. Brian Holliday in for his 2nd inning of work. It seemed rather routine. The first play, however, it didn't really seem that way. Matt Gussetti gets on with an error. Jake DeLeo dropped the baseball in center field. Ethan O'Donnell came up. He walked. Nick Goodwin had a fielder's choice. But it just, nothing really felt right, and Johnny Castagnazzi made it pay. The right-hander lifts his leg and deals. Ground ball to Castagnazzi. Makes a diving stop. Throws over to first. The ball gets away from Grice. O'Donnell comes home to score. Runners advance. Harwich plates 1. Ethan O'Donnell comes home to score. So that makes it 9-7. But Harwich wasn't done. Here comes Tommy Wilkin. Bat above his right shoulder. Holiday's 2-1. Curveball, line, base hit in the left field. 1 runner scores. Hogan comes up throwing. Only 1 runner comes home to score. Runners on first and third. An RBI single from Brock Wilkin. The tying run's 90 feet away. 9-8 Anglers.
You got to get Brian Holliday out of the ball game.
Oh, good tidbit there, Ian. However, Brian Holliday would stay in the ball game. Brock Wilkin gets that double, or a single rather. Joe Vetrano comes up the next batter. He strikes out swinging. That's out number 2. Hunter Stokely. Then there's 3 balls thrown to him, and so Tom Holliday puts him on first base. Harwich then swaps out Brock Wilkin, puts Cole Harding at second base. So the bases are loaded for Kalai Harrison. Was supposed to be a Chatham A coming into this season, just in his infancy with the Harwich Mariners. Had 2 strikeouts coming into this at-bat and was down 2-2 in the count. Harrison back in. Holliday, a deep breath. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 runs in the 9th inning isn't enough. Chatham wins 9-8 at Veterans Field. Back-to-back wins for the first time since June 19th. First back-to-back wins since June 19th. Yeah, that's how the season's been going, and that is how loud of the celebration it was when Chatham picked up its 8th win of the season. Joe Puccio here on the Anglers Extra postgame show rejoined with Ian Unsworth. Ian, did you pick up on anything in the postgame meeting?
A lot of smiles. A lot of smiles that we've been waiting a long time to see. Tom Holliday tapping players on the back. He's got to be out of this world after a win, a big-time win. His grandson goes number 1 overall in the Major League Draft. I couldn't imagine a better day for a man.
The winning pitcher, LeBaron Johnson. I don't have his totals written down on my sheet because there was just so much that happened during the game.
Might be able to help you with that,
Let's
Joe.
see. Let's see what happens. I think the losing pitcher in this scenario, Blake Purnell, he had an inning and 2/3, gave up 3 hits. Ian, if there's any chance you could help me out, that would be massive.
All right, I got you with LeBaron Johnson. He gets the win. In 1 2/3, he gave up 2 earned runs on 2 hits. Both of those solo home runs. He struck out 4, didn't walk a single batter. Brian Holliday gets the save. with an inning, with 2 full innings, although he came in midway through the 8th. 4 strikeouts, a walk, 2 runs allowed. 1 of them was earned.
So those are your final lines. LeBaron Johnson gets the win. Brian Holliday with his 2nd save of the season. Boy, it's an unbelievable win, really. I mean, Chatham, for them to come out, do that at home, a tough win against a team that was playing a full 9 innings, but Chatham did it at the same token.
Whew. Take a deep breath, Joe.
Man.
14 hits, a season high.
A good night for Chatham. 9 runs on 14 hits, left 10 runners on, but it doesn't matter if he outscored the other team. Chatham is off tomorrow.
Well deserved.
Home against Brewster on the 19th. Another East Division rivalry game. We'll see you in 2 days for that one. For Ian Unsworth, I'm Joe Puccio. Catch your breath and sleep well.
Chatham Anglers Baseball 2022 has been brought to you by the Chatham Squire, Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, the Red Nun Bar and Grill, Short and Sweet Ice Cream, Cape Cod 5, Audio Associates, the Chatham Bars Inn, and by the Chatham Athletic Association.
Chatham's Baseball, Sports Radio, play-by-play, summertime on Cape Cod.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Chatham's Baseball on TRZ Team Line.
Chatham on TRZ.